Gentlemen, welcome into a very special live all-out predictions panel episode of the BCP. Very excited to welcome in our all-elite panel at this time. Please first welcome in with a new haircut. She is the goodest sister, host of Kimmy Talks Wrestling, part of the No Holds Barred Network. The list goes on and on. Maria's personal protege. I could go on and on. The popbreak.com. Let's just keep it there. Miss Kimmy SoKOOL. Kimmy, welcome in. How are you?
That is indeed me. Hello. I cut off all my hair just for this podcast. And let's hope that I get to go to Minnesota this weekend and United doesn't screw me over.
Wow. We'll see what happens. They will, I guess, not be a sponsor of the show anytime soon. Hashtag wrestling fashion. Welcome in, Miss Kimmy. And please welcome back to the show. It is Kimmy's literal best friend. You know him as the self-proclaimed greatest, best of all time, the world's best ever. Host of the All Elite Pod, Mr. Kyle Masters. Kyle, welcome in, bro. How are you?
Oh, wow. What an intro.
Got you, bro. Thanks for making the time, man.
I'm just going to pre-record that and just play it on my show.
I got you. I mean, I'm usually on commentary, but I'll get to ring announcer one day. How you been, brother?
Oh, just everywhere. And just ready to just fall asleep for 12 hours.
Well, thank you, dude. Thank you for making the time. You know, I was hoping we'd see you in New York soon for AEW. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, but we'll see sometime. Yeah, that's the way the world is, brother. But please welcome back to the show. You know him as hashtag Dad Instincts, hashtag Lay Editor-in-Chief of the popbreak.com, a BCP OG member, Mr. Bill Bodkin. Bill, welcome in, man. How are you, brother?
Well, hello there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes, that's what
we were talking to John Cena for a second there. I didn't see anybody.
I'm more entertaining.
Oh.
Nope, I saw Suicide Squad. That's not a fact. He's very great at that. He's super good. So hello, it is me talking about AEW. So let's I've got my sponsorship here, so I'm good. I just did a podcast 5 minutes ago, so
he's in rare form. I can't wait. Bill, thanks for making the time. And please welcome in, making her debut. She is a commentator, hashtag supermom, hashtag best smile. She is a wrestling aficionado and the best Ahsoka cosplay you'll ever see. Please welcome in Miss Amandalorian. Amanda, welcome.
Hello. Good. Excited. Super excited to be here. I am a huge geek, wrestling geek, anime geek, Star Wars geek. We'll see what I come up with for a costume this year, cosplay.
Oh.
It's kind of a mystery. I'm going between a few things. My son's like, be Ahsoka again. I'm like, but I kind of want to play around. There's a few other things, but super excited to be here to geek out with everybody. That's my
Star Wars
thing.
geek. Already love you. Let's go.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
I have a question. Where do you do commentary for?
So I did commentary for a promotion here in San Antonio called Galactic Professional Wrestling. And it's been around since 2015.
Oh, wow.
And it's the Texas indie scene here is super hot right now.
On it, man.
All over. Yeah. Just if you come down to Texas, check out some of the indie action. We've got some killer promotions here, all across the board. The talent is super bright. I mean, right off the bat, some of our AEW talent comes from and has worked the Texas promotions here. So support indie wrestling. A lot of them were on Dark too recently. A lot of them are on Dark. So come down, check out a show in Texas, support indie wrestling where everybody where you're at, please support. And I'm ready to geek. I'm excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Let's go. All right. I'm excited. Where do we begin here? We got an all-star stellar panel.
Your host, you should know where we begin.
You know what, Bill? That's a fair point.
What a perfect segue. Should I introduce the pre-show match, because we are talking about AEW All Out 2021. That's right. We are here talking about it. We just passed the 3-year anniversary of All In, which was wild to think about. Of course, the predecessor to AEW. And we're going to start off All Out with a 10-man tag team match. Of course, we're going to go with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Luchasaurus, Big Wheels, Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy, and the funniest man alive, Chuck Taylor, taking on the Hardy family office of Matt Hardy, Private Party, Tiff's favorite. Shout out to Tiffany, her favorite tag team, and Angelico and Jack Evans, TH2. So that was just added to the show. So, our guest of honor, the debut. Who do you got in this match? And tell us about who you.
This is who I got.
All right.
Oh, I like it already.
The pockets. I mean, everybody, they're both great. This is a great matchup. It's gonna be a great way to get the crowd pumped and excited. But I gotta go. I gotta go with, Luchasaurus. I gotta go with Jungle Boy. I gotta go with Orange. They're on fire on that side over here. I mean, how can you come on, pockets? And I have to say, probably my favorite segment of the year. I popped hard for this, was the whole Sting, Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
It should be put in the Smithsonian and preserved as an artifact.
I that's saved on my Instagram stories. If I have a bad day, I literally will watch it because it's just that great. I mean, that's on fire over there. So that's what I'm going. That's part. My prediction.
Love it.
All the pockets.
Well, Kimmy, who do you have? Kimmy with the new hair. How do you go with this one? Does the HFO take it, or does the Jurassic Best Friends with big wheels, do they get it?
Nice.
I mean, since we are called the best friends, I think I have to go with Jurassic Best Friends. I mean, come on, Bill. But this should be fun. This should be a fun 10-man tag. A lot of talented people on here. This is Wheeler's first AEW pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Good for him for finally making it to the pay-per-view scene. So I'm going to go with all of the faces in a fun 10-man tag to kick off this pay-per-view.
Our best friend from the Great White North, the mighty Maple Leaf himself. Hey, who do you have for this?
Mighty Maple Leaf. All right.
Listen, brother. I am going on 3 hours of sleep and 4 drinks in. Let's go,
buddy. I'll take it. Anything from my best friend Bill. I'll take.
That was me.
Obviously, this screams. What are we calling them? The Jurassic Best Friends
with wheels.
Wheels. Yeah. The only way I can see them switching it the other way is if Matt Hardy ends up getting the win and actually pinning Orange Cassidy for the revenge from the other night when he busted his nose. Yeah. So that could be a little revenge kind of thing if they wanted to go that way. I think they'd want to start the pay-per-view hot and get the crowd going. So obviously the baby face is going over, but I will still go with the baby faces, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's how they do it. If it is the other way around, I can definitely see Hardy pinning OC in the end.
Listen, it's a pay-per-view and he's not in a title match. So you don't bet against Jungle Jack. That's who you go with. It is, I'm telling you right now, Jungle Boy.
Just saying though, man, the story, they're going to bring it up. They're going to bring it up, the broken nose thing.
They will.
And OC's gotten the best of them for like weeks now. Just saying.
They've traded wins back and forth though. Not Hardy and OC, but like the HFO and the Jurassic Best Friends with Wheels. They've traded.
Where's this going in the end? I can't see like what's the end goal here with the.
There is no end.
There is no end goal. That's what I think too.
I think Matt Hardy is a Time Lord. And he essentially, this is just going to keep going and going
until Jeff gets there.
Till Jeff gets there, he's going to come on. He will be there. And the Hardys and the Bucks should do a double retirement match, and it'll be fantastic. Give it a whole episode of Dynamite. It'll be great. You're welcome, Tony Khan. Hire me, please. So I'm going with Jurassic Best Friends with Wheels. Rob, since you didn't even know this match was happening, now that you've heard all about it, what do you think?
Well, let me
and please take the hosting duties back.
Let me answer from that bus I'm under right now. But I'll say this. I think the Jurassic Express have really just brought me back into the excitement of tag team wrestling. They have just had some amazing matches. The Lucha Bros and Bucks we've always liked, but to see Jurassic Express more in the fold, it's just, I've never been like a huge tag team wrestling guy. The Hardys were my favorite. Yeah, outside of the Hardys, so that's where I was going with that. But I really have just fallen in love with what they've been doing in AEW. The tag teams is so exciting. Jungle Boy Jack Perry needs to fail a lot to become that underdog, which he is, to get that really big win. So I understand the booking for him. This being said, this being the buy-in, I think this is the happy ending. This is the buy the pay-per-view. And this is just going to be a spectacular showing. Orange Cassidy, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like we always say, the real winners here, the fans. And I think that Jungle Boy and his team, the best friends, Jurassic Best Friends, are gonna win this one, but with big wheels. But I'll say this, man, and I always bring this up. They're doing the factionism thing. I think on the Hardy side of things, it's a little muddled of just so many different factions. Like we were watching the other day, Nunes is like, "Oh, did they just have a battle royal that I missed?" And I'm like, even the end of the show on Dynamite, it kind of like they were still talking on the mic. It was complete. Like that's
No,
my
that
one.
was that was so perfect. That was out of
Really?
1989. I literally can
Okay.
take you to the Clash of Champions that they took that from in 1989 from
Okay.
Corpus Christi, Texas. I was 8 years old. I remember it so well. Where all the faces are trying to stop Sting from jumping in a cage, attacking the forwards. Amanda knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So they're
Sting nerd over here. Yeah.
Well, I was
my
a little
favorite.
stinger.
My
I
fave.
could not get my parents to let me have a flat top and dye my hair blonde.
You can do it now. You can do it now.
You can do it now. I was about to. A few more, maybe a few more, and next show we'll see you with the.
No, I mean I'm gonna cosplay as Smart Mark Sterling. That's what I'm gonna do. I think we're like roughly the same age anyway. So it's it was perfect. I just loved everything about that ending. That Gang Wars ending was perfect. But anyway, sorry, Rob. There's things that have to come out sometimes for me.
No, and again, like I came in at the Ruthless Aggression era. Like I don't know, and I'm a big guy for like tributes and Easter eggs and details. And I love that you explained that to me, man.
Kimmy's like, I know wrestling history.
Oh gosh, she that's why she's the goodest sister. She knows everything. And let's throw it to this one, guys. Let's talk about the match that was originally supposed to be the buy-in, and I'm very excited for this one. I think it should be on the main show, and of course, that is the women's Casino Battle Royale. I am super excited for this one. It's going to be amazing. Kyle, did you say you had the list of everyone in front of you, broski?
I do.
My man.
Oh, he's Zack Ryder now.
Welcome in everyone on the chat. By the way, please chime in with who you got for the 2021 Women's Casino Battle Royale match.
So we got Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Ty Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, Abaddon, Layla Hirsch, Kylie King,
That's Kyle's
Rebel,
pick.
He got a little shook on
Jamie
that
Hayter, Anna J, Riho, and one woman TBD, Ruby Soho. And that'll be it.
Maybe.
Take it away, Kyle. Who you got on this one, broski?
Kyle's picking Abaddon.
Oh, he has to.
Not happening.
My gut's telling me Thunder Rosa.
Oh.
I second you.
Yeah,
I second you.
Can I complicate the question?
Okay.
Because why not? Who do you got in the final four? And who do you think the Joker is?
The final four?
I didn't think that far ahead.
I did. I have a long car ride home, guys.
Rosa, Conti, Nyla Rose.
That's solid. That's a solid final three.
Jade Cargill.
That's solid. That is a solid final four. I'm copying and pasting. I'm going to say Thunder Rosa, former guest of the show, shameless promo. I think Thunder Rosa is going to win. She's just been getting win after win after win. Elevation Dark, the crowd pop. It writes itself. We thought she might be next in line to face Britt. Obviously, that's already been done. That was my match of the year pick thus far in 2021. I'm going to say Thunder Rosa wins this one. She deserves it. Hashtag wrestling fashion winner. I'm going to agree with Kyle on this one. Amanda, I'll throw it to you because you seem to be thinking Thunder Rosa as well.
Well, who do you got as the Joker, though?
Ruby Soho.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be Ruby.
Me and Bill have gone back and forth for about 2 days of who this Joker could be.
I've gone back for like 3 months.
If not, it's going to be Maki Ito. They've flown her in.
They'll bring some. It's going to be a lot of fun. But Amanda, why do you think Thunder Rosa is going to win this battle royale?
She's hot. Just in general. I mean, when I went to the AEW show that came here in Austin, or at least to Austin, she got the biggest pop of the night.
Really?
Out of everybody. She was still in dark at that point. And I mean, she's definitely a trailblazer. She's got the pedigree, she's got the credentials, she's got her MMA background as well. I mean, everything is just working towards her and working for her right now. So, and she's again, hot commodity, biggest pop of the night. And that's why I think, again, she's got the momentum and she can elevate Britt too. Just again, your match pick was solid. I mean, just watching, I dream. I'm like of watching the storyline go with them even further, just because it's gonna be epic. The matches that are gonna come from those two, I'm excited.
So I think Thunder Rosa is gonna take the belt off of Britt eventually, and then I can kind of foresee maybe if they went this route, Thunder Rosa because she's so over and she's basically a baby face. Her and Jade Cargill feud right after that, and that would be a nice feud.
Well, that's tough because Jade is so protected that do you want to deal Jade her first L, this soon in?
Fair point.
Well, I don't think Thunder Rosa would beat Jade Cargill.
Oh, all right.
I think Jade would beat her for the belt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I thought you were just saying right after the Royale.
Oh.
It's like chess. We're thinking 3 moves ahead here. Goodest sister, what do you have on this one?
I have too many notes on this match. I feel like
Please.
so over-prepared. So I'll start with my Joker. So I threw multiple names to Bill of who this could be. So for starters, I did say, I was like, imagine if Abaddon and Rosemary just faced off.
Ooh.
Just to give Kyle all of the nightmares.
Here for that.
Kyle's like, fuck you.
I think that'd be amazing. I also threw in there Deanna. I think that would be interesting. I know. Now I'm like,
I want it so bad, but I just
so do I.
I don't think the 4. I really don't think if we haven't seen it by now, it's not going to happen.
You don't know that yet. Do you run AEW?
Why have only the Good Brothers shown up? There's got to be something backstage that we're not hearing that's between Tony and Impact.
I have a theory. So what I want to see is I would love to see a cross-promotional faction. I told Kimmy this, where it's like they call them whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, but Deanna, Britt, Chelsea Green, Camille, all like the queens of wrestling. They're all the champions. They all work together. They come back and forth. Jamie Hayter's in there. Could have a couple other people in there. They all
Charlotte Flair, the queen. There you go.
Yeah,
Open that.
you never know.
I mean, that's never going to happen. But
they're gonna give her
I
Brock
will
Lesnar money.
for WWE to work with AEW. I will say never. That's just me. But I would love to. I feel like Deanna and Britt are destined to work together somehow. Because who wins that match? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are coming for everything that they were told they could never get, which is what they tweet every single freaking day. Yeah. Anyway, more Jokers. I said Mickey James because of Empower. I think that would be really interesting.
I love it
Oh.
And then I have a fear. I envisioned seeing Lana as the Joker, and I literally cried and screamed because I don't want that to happen.
I didn't even think of, but that never even crossed. Oh,
the only way she's gonna be at All Out is if she's coming out with Miro for a big pop.
Yeah, so I got really scared and literally screamed at myself and
Kimmy,
said, "Don't never think that again."
You're working with Lana in a month. You're supposed to be putting her over right now. Come on.
I am putting her.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah.
I am gonna put CJ Perry over. I'm picking an underdog. I think Ty needs this. I think Ty has been when you think of AEW Dark, I feel like you think of Ty Conti, and what a great way. I believe this is also her first pay-per-view. So Bill, can you fact check me on that?
I'm just gonna think about it.
Okay. So I think that would be a great momentum. So I'm gonna go with Ty Conti. My girl.
I fear that Penelope Ford's gonna eliminate her.
Interesting. Yeah, but I don't hate that pick, Kimmy. Very well said. And let's be fair, Kimmy works with all these guys and gals on the reg, so let's keep that in mind. Let's chime into the chat before we throw it to Bill. Michael Sullivan saying, I think Jade wins. Another comment saying, how about Tessa Blanchard as the wild card?
Stop it with that.
I'm just reading. I'm literally just reading.
Not coming.
I'm reading.
I just stopped telling Bill that. I'm I'll just leave it.
She's making her own company, isn't she?
Emil in the comments saying Final Four, Sheeta, Rosa, Soho, Cargill, Joker, Soho. Very interesting. Bill, what do you got on this, brother?
I was just looking to see if they did what they did with the women's casino battle royale. If Ty Conti was in it. I don't think it's going to be Thunder Rosa because I feel like the winner. No. So I feel like the winner is going to have a more immediate shot, kind of like Jungle Boy with the casino battle royale from Double or Nothing.
Sure.
So I think Thunder Rosa is going to be, she's going to get there. She's going to get screwed over by the Jade and Nyla connection. So we're going to see that storyline that's going to evolve there.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
I love that segment on Dynamite where she just took her earrings off. She's like, well, you know what? If you're going to beat me up, I'm going to take you with me. And I'm just like, that's why we love you.
Damn it, I'm changing my pick to Layla Hirsch.
What?
I love me some Layla Hirsch, former guest.
Best,
Name
dude.
drop. Love
She's from Jersey. Come on. I'm gonna go with the Joker, and I'm gonna go with Ruby Soho. I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna be the Joker, and I think she gets that title shot because I don't think you bring her in to lose.
To add to your theory, what if it's an Anna Jay?
See, I think they're gonna. If I'm AEW, I take it slow with Anna Jay just because of her shoulder, which has been a repeat injury for her. So a battle royal is good for her to be in, so she could be protected. Putting her right in there with Britt, like, I just fear I would worry about her injury again. So I would maybe take it slow with her because I do think we're gonna get a women's tag tournament coming up because we've paired off the Bunny and Penelope, who have a real life friendship down their vlogs and stuff. Now we're gonna see Tay J back. I think we're gonna start seeing Tony Khan. We were on that media call today, guys. I said I'm thinking about a lot of other belts. Maybe women's tag belts, instead of the Olympic medals they had. So I think it's going to be the Joker.
This company seems to be very, very like keen on like you remember when someone brought up the trios belt question? It just sounded like Khan was like, we're kind of happy with what belts we have right now and don't want to rush anything.
I don't know. He seemed kind of. I thought he seemed open to it this time. He was like, maybe, or maybe he's just being real nice. But I'm going to go with the Joker. I think it's Ruby. So I thought if they didn't announce Rio, I thought they were going to have two people, and I thought it was going to be Inspiration, the former Iconics. That's who I was going with. I'm like, they're totally in. If there's two open, then they're like, oh, we have Rio. And I'm like, I'm like, that's not it.
To your point, though, if they do introduce the tag belts.
Yeah. I mean,
one to be determined, but they come in as one.
Yeah. They come in as, yeah.
But then,
only they would do that though, because you could make the argument there are two Jokers in every deck.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
I like that.
It's a stretch. It is the stretch of stretch.
But it's a good. It's a thought though. It's a thought though because you're not wrong.
That's something they would do without saying it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Ruby. Or whomever the Joker is.
Just come out to Ruby Soho. That's all I want to hear. I just want to hear the song play.
Her and Rancid have been going back and forth.
It was in the video. I'm like, come on.
Video. So,
no, TK brought out the checkbook. He signed it, gave it to Rancid. That song's ours.
I mean, Lars is a friend of CM Punk, so they might get the hometown discount. You know what I mean?
There you go. Well, let's go with this. I like what you're saying, Bill. Two Jokers in every deck. The Inspiration come in as the surprise. They win the whole thing. They beat Dr. Britt Baker.
No, they would not.
And then they win the belt and they lay cool the thing. They split it in half.
First off, if that happens, shoot me.
They ain't no recycled WWE storylines here.
No, they would be the type who would come in and they would say they won and then get eliminated by they would make it fun. I still think there's so much money to be made with those two, and I hope they end up in AEW, like filthy money. I still think the former Billie Kay can be on par as well.
I just want to see her do the punch thing.
Yeah, I mean, even if she never wrestled again, she could be one of the greatest managers, personalities going and make tons of money.
Their promos alone are gold.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gold. I'm like, you guys could just put them on commentary, put them on somewhere where I can hear them talk all night. Like that's just they're that great.
Yeah.
You must listen to their podcast. Hey.
Oh, I've never listened to it. Is it good?
It's good.
It's good. I like it.
Every podcast. So.
They're hilarious. They're funny.
Checking in with checking in with the chat real quick. Mike Mueller replying to Mike Sullivan's comment about Tessa. No way Tessa's in the wild card. That's what Bill said. Michael saying, could we see an AEW women's tag team win the Impact women's tag titles? I would not be opposed to that.
And the NWA women's tag team titles they just introduced at Impact.
I would rather the Impact tag titles because it's just like there's so much good stuff that could happen between those two.
Yeah. I agree. Very well said, guys. Let's move on to our next match. Sticking with the theme, let's talk about our favorite alien, former guest of the show, Chris Statlander, of course, taking on Dr. Britt Baker. There's that. This should be very interesting. We've been saying on the show for a while now that Stat was going to get that tap on the shoulder to become, or not become, but to get the title shot for the AEW women's title. Going back to the interview, I always say that Stat is not about the title. She wants to bring joy to wrestling. She wants to make wrestling fun. We asked her what her goals were, and she goes, I just want to bring joy back to wrestling. I don't want a certain championship, this and that. Obviously, a lot of time has passed since then. I'm glad she's getting the shine right now. She's been undefeated since she came back. I think this is going to be a fantastic match, but I don't think the Good Doctor loses anytime soon. I think the real winners here, again, are the fans. And I was originally thinking this would be the spot where this is a debut of someone coming in to join this slowly building faction of Dr. Britt Baker's. And I thought this is where you might see the inspiration come in. I don't know if their tour going on now would have anything to do with that. Again, they're coming to Legends of the Ring. Kimmy and I will be working over there. So excited for that October 2nd. Shameless promo. I'm going to go with Dr. Britt Baker. Let's throw it to Amanda. What do you think on this one? Who's walking out the AEW Women's Champion?
I say it's an obvious choice. I think it's gonna be our Good Doctor. As much as I like Statlander, I think she's fantastic. There's just too much, especially with the Battle Royale. I think there's just those two are just going to tie together. It's going to be one. It's whoever wins the Battle Royale. You're going to see it. It's just naturally setting up for the storyline with our Good Doctor here. So she's going to retain. If it weren't for the Battle Royale, I feel like she could have dropped the title, maybe. But I think with the Battle Royale coming into play, she's going to retain.
Very well said. Go into the comments. Britt 100% retains. I think we're going to be all on the same page here. Emil in the comments, Britt wins due to interference. I could see that happening as well, building of some sort of faction. Kyle, your thoughts on this match?
Britt's just way too hot right now to drop the belt. Why? Like it wouldn't make any sense for the drop the belt right now. I know everyone could say like, oh, she doesn't need a belt. She can still be her and still get over without the belt. But no. She's selling that thing tremendously right now. And Statlander is not the person. As much as I love Statlander and she's amazing, but it's not the time. It's not the time, not the place. Britt's going to get a massive reaction in Chicago. She's going to get that nutty Chicago crowd just really, really behind her. And it's still going to be a great match, but again, the end result, Britt retains, and man, I could see her holding that belt till Double or Nothing next year, like an entire year. Like she's just that good with it.
Makes a lot of sense. Good as sister.
We're heading to Britcago, as I believe she said it in a tweet. Britcago.
Britago, yeah.
Yeah, and that is where she will win. This should be an excellent match. This is how I would have started Britt's reign with this feud and not Nyla. I feel like they're trying to push I compare Nyla Rose AEW Charlotte Flair. They're trying to push Nyla so much, and no one is just there for it. And it sucks because I feel really bad because Nyla's really good, but it's just they're trying to shove Nyla down our throats. Jesus, no, gotta wait a little bit. But I am all for my role model, who I also worked with, my DMD and yours. Dr. Britt Baker is going to win this match.
All right. Billy Drip Drip, what do you got?
Never call me that again or I'll punch you. I mean, listen, here's what it's this. It's all day. Here's the only thing I want. And it won't happen, but I would love to see it. At some point, Statlander does something and we cut to the crowd. And Adam Cole is just there like this.
Ha!
Please do that.
Cut away from him. And we cut away from him. And we no one mentions it. And no one mentions it. And we just are like, all right, well, was that Adam Cole was just there and does it? Because you have to, if he's
no one would be paying attention to the match because obviously you're going to see him walk to his chair and everyone's going to be like, Adam Cole.
Well, or even if it's at the end or something. It's a sec. This is just in my stupid brain. They cut away from a second. And everyone's like, "Holy shit, that was Adam Cole," and we just don't talk about him again.
I love that.
You have to hide the shit out of him.
Yes, true.
You could do it.
With protection, just hide him.
I don't know. It's just something backstage. You could do something. I would love to see that. Or they just have something like that looks like him. They keep teasing that he's going to show up, and it's some other guy with long stringy hair and a beard. I just want some reference of that during this match with someone like this.
Why do I think that
that logo is irrelevant now?
Why do I think Adam Cole's though he's gonna appear on BT before he even appears on AWTV?
Someone had the idea of just someone with a sheet over them.
Yeah,
just the background of the Elite stuff, and it could be me for all it matters. But it's just it's just the ghost is there, and that would be amazing. But it's
He's
tough.
indeed dead.
Britt Baker's gonna win this one, obviously.
Reading the chats right now, Adam Cole may be being seen celebrating with her after the match. I feel like that's more of a WWE kind of move, but that could be interesting as well. But I think you got to go for the pop with Adam Cole. But I love Bill's idea. It's very fourth wall breaking, a little tongue in cheek. I like that stuff a lot. It
won't happen because it's just
he should be eating a little CM Punk ice cream cone.
Yes, please do that. Yes,
sitting down, CM Punk ice cream. Just
either way, he's getting an Adam Cole payday.
I wonder if he pulls a takeover 2.0 and jumps Kenny after the match.
Well, I guess we'll have to get to that segment.
Oh, that's a yes. All right, let's talk about it. We talked about the ice cream bars. Let's talk about one of the biggest pops in recent memory, besides those massive ice cream bars. Let's talk about CM Punk taking on Darby Allin in a match that would be surprising if CM Punk doesn't go over here in Chicago, although he talks about wanting to put the younger guys over, which is why he came back. Nunez and I have been talking about this all week. You can't have Punk lose, right? Because Punk loses, you get the sea of booze, yada, yada. Now, Punk, he can literally quiet the crowd just by going like this. We've seen him do it recently. Say, hypothetically, Darby wins. You get the sea of booze from the Chicago crowd. I could see Punk taking Darby, picking him up. This guy right here, cheers, turn it around just like that. So I think it could go either way, really. In my mind, in Chicago, it would be the WWE thing to have him lose. I shouldn't pit companies against each other in this philosophy, but I'm going to say you let's keep it like straight and simple. This is his return after so many years. He's had this amazing pop. The return was literally perfect. Let's go for the big win here. And also, they're towing the line with Sting. They haven't really mentioned Sting at all until very, very recently, which I think is very, very interesting. So I'm going to go, and I think it could go either way, but I think the smart money here is on CM Punk, and I think it makes sense. Let's send him home happy with that one in a match that could quite possibly be the main event of the evening. No, you don't think so, Bill? What do you got?
Well, no, go with Kimmy first because I don't have an actual winner yet.
Okay. So my thing is, I don't want Kenny and Christian to main event just because we saw this match on Rampage already, and I feel like a WWE thing would be, I'm not like comparing WWE and AEW, but let's put a main event that we've seen already on a pay-per-view. Like, I want a new, fresh match, and I feel like if we're gonna have the good send home moment, it would be Punk and Allin. Because I feel like looking at the All Out card, like, even though it's a great card, if you ask people the match they're looking forward to the most, it is not Kenny and Christian. It's Punk and Darby. So that's why I feel like this match should main event. It's probably not going to main event, but that's just my opinion. For this match, I was very torn, like Bill, because I feel like Punk would want to put Darby over, but then it's like, why bring Punk back to lose? But I feel like Punk wouldn't be so upset about it, which is why I am picking CM Punk. But going back to your point of like, if Darby wins, they're all going to boo. No, they won't. I don't think they would, just because Darby's so over and they've established Darby as AEW's homegrown talent and one of AEW's faces that they've literally built from the bottom up, that it wouldn't matter if Darby won, that he would not get booed. Yeah. But the best in the world's going to win. It's clobbering time, boys.
Yeah, very well said, Kimmy. And even though you did pick Punk as well, you're almost swaying me a bit. I'm not going to change my pick. I'm definitely staying with CM Punk, but you're swaying me a little bit. Bill, I'll give you some more time to think. Let's throw it to Amanda on this one.
So I could see, and I agree. I hope that CM Punk, I agree with Kimmy. I hope that CM Punk main events, just because it would be different. I only feel like possibly Kenny and Christian could main event if they use that for a debut. Adam Cole, like we talked about earlier, that would make sense. That would make sense because that also would, of course, obviously leave the crowd like pumped and excited going home. I went back and forth on this one a lot too with CM Punk and Darby because, I mean, there's always that risk. And I really feel like AEW is going to try to keep Darby face as much as possible because he's so popular. But Sting could be a factor. Sting could maybe we might see a little bit of Sting turning heel. Maybe we could see him try to help Darby win or interfere somehow and could cost Darby the match. We could see a storyline with them maybe splitting up. Or, again, maybe it's inadvertent. But I feel like there's something there that there's a reason why they picked Darby with Sting. I think Sting was a key part of why Darby was picked, because I could also protect Darby in a way. But this is a tough one because I would like Darby to take the win myself, but I feel like it's going to be Punk for the same reason. They're bringing him back, and they're not going to have him lose. I could see Kimmy's point too, in that Darby wouldn't get booed if he won, because Darby is going to take all the bumps and the major bumps in this match. And if he really puts himself out there like he has been, and just really getting the crowd behind him, he's putting his 1,000% effort. The crowd will recognize that and see that he's earned that win. And again, see if Punk holds up his hand afterwards or something, is like, gives him props. That would be tremendous for Darby. But I think CM Punk's going to win this one. And I feel like Sting is going to be a factor in it, whether it's accidental or intentional.
There's going to be a ref bump and Sting's going to come out.
Yeah, very well said. I like what you're saying here, and I'll get to the chat in 1 second. Then we'll throw it to Kyle, then Bill. I like what you're saying, thinking 3 moves ahead. Sting somehow inadvertently or on purpose causes Darby to lose. I'll say inadvertently. Punk goes over here. Darby goes on to, break up that strange bedfellow team, or whatever you want to call that team of them. And Darby goes over on Sting moving forward. I could see that kind of playing out. It's win-win-win. I'm sure Sting is more than happy to put these, out of anyone on the roster, these 2 guys. So very, very well said. I think we're all sticking with CM Punk here. Going to the chat real quick, then we'll throw it to Kyle. Punk wins, and there will be a run-in or another debut. It could be Adam Cole or Bryan in the other chat, with Punk and Allen getting beat up. I'm trying to read these real quick. All Out will live up to its name, and AEW is going all out with the pay-per-view. Yeah, for sure. And people saying Darby Allin's been on quite a hot streak. Yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. Kyle, what do you got on this one?
It's tough. I think this match is going to go clean. I don't think we're going to see anything. I don't think it's just because it's CM Punk's first match in over 7 years. I think you save any antics for later on. One, Punk can still win and put over Darby Allin at the same time. Like, Darby Allin can be put over huge in match, and Punk still comes out with the victory, which I am going to pick CM Punk. Obviously, I'm a massive CM Punk mark. But this is tough because they have not said clearly when announcing both CM Punk and Darby's match and Omega and Cage's match which one's the main event. They have not said. And in our main event, no, they just, when they were talking about All Out this week on Dynamite, they did not mention the words main event for either match. So it's either they don't know yet, or they do know, and we're not going to know until the actual pay-per-view itself.
You have a cage match too. Not a Christian Cage match.
You think the steel cage match is going to end the pay-per-view?
I have thoughts and theories, my friend.
If it's God, maybe. Anyways, as for Punk and Darby, oh man, I honestly, I just foresee this being clean, especially after what Sting said on Dynamite. I think this is going to be a very, very clean match, and Punk holds up Darby's hand still at the end, and I don't know, maybe. I can't. This match just like,
wow,
it's got me hooked as to thinking like maybe Darby does go over, but again, it's his first match in 7 years. I wouldn't put it past you're gonna go over in this one, just because at the point is his career. But I think just, you know what, I'm still sticking with Punk.
Okay,
but if this isn't the main event, I wouldn't be shocked if Darby got the victory.
Yeah, it's good booking right here. I think it really could go either way. I think the smart money's on Punk. Bill, you've had time to think about this one. What do you got, my man?
I want to put over the fact that this should have been a slam dunk pick for every single person on this panel, and we all agonized over the pick. That's the beauty of AEW's booking, that any match could go either way, and you have a justified reason to think so. I think that CM Punk is going to win. In regards to Sting, I think we have 2.0 and their son, Daniel Garcia, which was one of the greatest lines ever. It's like, don't mess with our son. And I'm like, you could not be this guy's father at all. You're not that old. But those guys,
wacko.
I love them. I've loved them since Chikara. They're going to try and come out and ruin this match. And Sting is going to come out like the dad he is, and he's going to keep shit in line. Because I don't think at this point, turning Sting heel makes a lot of sense, because we just saw him in that match and he is having so much fun right now. And everyone is embracing fun dad Sting, and I think you got it. I think we just have to have fun. I think it's because we've seen that WWE is programmed in our heads. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's just like, oh, there's going to be a swerve. There's this and that. I think simple is better sometimes. And Sting just taking out the interference and we have a clean match. And
I'm sorry, I'm popping hard for fun dad Sting.
Yeah.
Fun dad Sting. Fun dad Sting.
Hashtag fun dad Sting.
Fun dad Sting.
Do you see this guy? Like, he's been so stoic, and ever since the 2.0 has come in and he's had the matches with like Mox and Kingston, and like you see Sting smiling in matches, you're like, you haven't smiled in 20 years, dude. Like, you're having a lot of fun. The Orange Cassidy thing, where he does the very gentle like,
oh, that's amazing.
Oh my god, that's the NFT right there. Sell that shit, and ruin the environment while you're at it. All right, that's just a story for another day. This match, I think, is also going to go down to the wire. We're going to have a time. They're going to be counting down, and Punk is going to scratch out the win. He's going to get the hero pop for that. Then what he's going to do is he's going to pick Darby up. He's going to point to him. He's going to roll out of the ring, walk away, and let the fans give Darby his flowers. Because there's so many things with Darby Allin we can do. Darby Allin and Malachi Black. Hi, let's have that program run.
Go.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Jesus Christ. That will be great.
I mean, Malachi Black's not booked for the pay-per-view, so why not set that up at the end of the pay-per-view right after that match?
I don't know.
Malachi Black.
I don't know if the ticker can handle that one. So I'm just saying, because I'll be so excited. But I think it'll be CM Punk, but it's going to be close.
That's a question for the panel. Is it a shame that he's not booked for the pay-per-view, Malachi Black?
No,
not at all. Because the fact he said, Lee Johnson, I'm going to beat you so slowly and so painfully. I'm going to put 2 coins on your eyes. Good. I want to see Lee Johnson die on Pit TV. Like, he doesn't need to be on the pay-per-view. We don't need to rush him. He's doing great because, at any time, all that guy needs to do right now is at end of any match. It could be Kenny Omega. It could be Sting. It could be anyone. He steps out and everyone's like, fuck, it's on.
I'm just fearful because I know they're waiting until Cody comes back. And is Cody gonna come back and beat him?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Don't want that to happen.
I mean, if it's a good match, I don't.
That's just, it goes back into the typical Cody thing. Like, why do you have to be over after everyone you face? Why can't you just lose to someone and that's it?
Maybe he is. Remember, he's got 2 shows he's doing. He's got a kid. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So maybe. He also said, it's time for me to step away because other people are coming in. That's the thing I've been talking about so many times.
The boot thing. Where he's like, if you want your other boot, come get it.
Dude, I want him to start putting that boot on and kicking people in the face with it. Yeah. Like, when he fights Dustin, I want him to put the Cody boot on.
No, because that means Cody's going to win. That means Cody's come back for his boot and he's going to get it. No, Bill, no. Don't do that.
I love it. I want to see those 2 sons of bitches bleed all over my TV and fight.
Well, Cody will in like 5 seconds in the match.
Yeah.
Bill wants to see death on his TV.
I don't.
Bill is like X-rated. Let's go.
First off, no. I don't want Lee Johnson to actually die. I like to see a symbolic death. So that's.
Oh boy, we're getting off the rails here. Real quick in the chat.
If you want me to do a whole religion thing about Malachi Black, I can do it.
No, let's not go there. But you already got the soundbite with, what was it? Hashtag cool dad Sting.
Fun dad Sting.
Fun dad Sting.
I love that.
He's softball Sting right now. By the way, Kyle tweeted the best thing about with Sean Spears at the softball game. He took a chair as his bat
and love Sean
out
Spears.
of the infield. It was amazing.
Freaking love Sean.
Can we see the tattoo, Kyle? Can we see the tattoo live?
Yeah.
Hey,
I know you got a long.
It's on the arm, right? It's on the arm. We're good. Yeah. Right? Okay.
Look at that.
Nice.
It should have been on
the
the
flag.
Huh?
Did it hurt?
No, he's a tough boy.
The guy, the tattoo artist that did that, he watches AEW. So we literally sat there talking about AEW for like 2 hours.
That's pretty rad, man. You can't get.
Oh, he was doing that. I didn't even know we were still talking. He's like, I'm done. I'm like, oh shit, you're done already?
90 minutes of that was just dedicated to Sean Spears.
That's amazing. And he retweeted it better, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down this road. In the chat real quick, they're saying, what if Darby and Punk go to a draw? AEW can do draws sometimes.
Darby's gone to a draw.
No.
Yeah, I just don't think you do it here. But interesting theory, very interesting conversation for sure.
The crowd would be grumpy. There would be that would make the crowd unhappy.
Good call.
There would be a riot.
Yeah. Let's talk about, this is some really good booking here. Miro taking on Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship.
Let's go.
Great booking. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Miro, former guest of the popbreak.com, shameless promo for Bill over there. I got to say, Miro retains here. The war of, not necessarily words, but just the promos from Kingston have been great because he has kind of made a kryptonite scenario for Miro with his neck. I thought that was very clever. Them bringing Kingston into AEW Elevation has been so key because Nunes and I have been watching, and again, no disrespect, but that commentary team, they were both here. Like there wasn't variation.
Yes.
I see Amanda nodding, commentary. Yeah. Like it's just like they weren't like playing off each other. They were both here.
Yeah.
And I love it when the wrestlers, like, I don't know, Amanda, with you, if the wrestlers ever come on commentary,
yes.
I love that, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
You just get, it gets exciting. Yeah. It gets dynamic. It gets energetic. You get people pumped. Yeah, I hear you on the elevation.
Yeah, so adding Kingston, they added him 1 week, and he's been on every week since. And I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. And it's given him a way to kind of progress that storyline in some form or fashion. That being said, though, he's made this very interesting. This is great booking. But I say Miro retains here. Goodest sister, tell me why you think Miro's going to win this.
So I was intrigued by this match because they made this match official when I was in Aruba. And fun fact, Aruba doesn't have Dynamite. So I couldn't even watch Dynamite.
Literally, they might, but not the show.
Not the show.
Yeah, I was like, let's go to the TNT channel, movies. Let's go to the app. Oh, the app's not available where I am right now. I was very upset. So I was like, Bill, you gotta tell me what's happening because Aruba people, I guess, just doesn't watch Dynamite. I don't understand. Anyway, so I was really confused at first as to why this match is happening too. I was like, what? Like, Kyle, this isn't my fault. I was in a different country that didn't have AEW.
You referred to them as Aruba people. I guess Aruba people don't watch Dynamite.
I guess they don't.
Those
that was my first thought. Is like they definitely should be watching Dynamite down there.
They should. They're really missing out. I don't even think they have WWE down there either. Anyway, so I'm gonna pick Miro. But I wish they would have saved this match for the Arthur Ashe show, if it is still happening.
It is.
It is.
Well, they did the vaccination thing, so.
Yeah, so I think that they should have saved this for Arthur Ashe and then have Kingston win to get the homecoming moment. And I would have actually put Sammy Guevara in this spot against Miro at this pay-per-view. Because it's very shocking to me that Sammy Guevara is not on this card.
Interesting. TNT Dynamite. Just got that. Kyle, what do you got?
Are you fucking serious?
Go ahead, Kyle.
Please tell me that you're not serious.
No,
I'll leave right now. I'm gonna end the Zoom call.
And that's pun disputed. What do you got, man?
Yeah. I mean, if Eddie was winning, I think they would have saved this for Arthur Ashe because that would have just made a hell of a sense because the pop for that would have been insane. So Miro's definitely retaining here, and everything they've been doing with Miro for like the last 2 months has been pure gold. I don't even care if he's non-Dynamite. If I see a 30-second Miro promo on Dynamite, I'm happy because those promos are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
He brings up he's like God's favorite champion, his super hot wife. And the line he dropped this week popped the hell out of me. It caught me off guard. I was looking like this texting and I'm like, wait, what did he just say? That he only lies down for his wife when he's in his hotel room.
I heard what he said.
What? Oh man, he is just everything they've been doing with him is perfect, and I don't want him to lose a TNT belt for a long time. Just have him just run through people with that belt, and I mean it's the belt that they like tout. Like it's not like Tony Khan today like corrected someone. He's like, this is not our mid card belt. Like this is one of our main championships.
Wow.
So I think Miro's done an exceptional job with it. It would be really cool and a really good pop if he just brings out CJ on this show, and then she's just there, like as a manager for that. I know she wants to wrestle. I know on Jericho's pod, she's like I'm putting in the dedication and the effort to get better in the ring. That's what she's been doing. So I wouldn't mind seeing her in the AEW Women's Division. But just for this match, if she just comes out as the manager for like one time with him, I would lose my shit. But as for the match itself, Miro's going over 100%.
Yeah, Amanda, do you think Miro's going over here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the way he's booked right now, and he should. This is who I wanted to see. And of course, with WWE, they totally botched that. But that's what I wanted to see. This is who we should have been getting the whole times. The awesome promos for him, the dominance, just the whole. And I feel like for me, this is probably one of the matches I'm looking most forward to on the card, because you have these two guys that they're going to bring it. It's going to be like it's going to be this pure just brutality slugfest kind of thing. Like I'm excited for it. Yep. This is going to be a great matchup. And I do agree. I think they should have saved this matchup for Arthur Ashe, but we're still going to have a good time with it. I feel like Miro's still going to hold the belt. And I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. I would say I would pop to Kyle if she did come out, CJ did come out, but I almost want her to have her own moment, to come out in the women's division as a women's wrestler, kind of just have her own, because most of her career she's been associated with Miro. So it would be nice to see her get her own moment and have her own, have her own feel good moments. Separate.
And not getting smashed through a table 8 weeks ago.
Right. So I think it would be like a cleaner, fresher start for her, to kind of be disassociated with the WWE kind of portrayal.
I love that too. She did say in the pod, I will say, she did say in the pod that she loved doing this stuff with Miro. She absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Very, very well said. Yeah, Bill, we talked to shameless promo. We talked to Rusev at the time, right before his exit. And he, I was saying, you've been in the main event because it was that storyline with Lashley and Lana and Liv and all that stuff. And you could tell, he was very nice. He was very funny, but he goes straight out of Bulgaria. That was amazing. But you could tell how frustrated he was, when we interviewed him with his role at Raw at the time. And now he's getting everything, man. Do you think Miro goes over here?
Well, first off, they do bring CJ Perry in. I would love to see them do a bit on BT or Dynamite or something like that, where she sees a table and freaks out. Huh. Or if she's with Miro and he has this thing, he says no tables, and he has to have he makes the demand as TNT champion that my wife, who is next to, I love her, the only person I have more love for is God. You will take the tables away from ringside, or I will not wrestle on Dynamite. I would love that. It would be fantastic. Amazing. Just add to them, because them together, they're very fun together. So there's a lot of weird oddball comedy you could do with them. But I think the reason you don't have this match on Arthur Ashe is because the big emotional moment is going to be Santana and Ortiz beating the Bucks for the tag titles. And
see their tweet.
They're coming for it. And
they're like, what's next.
I mean, if they go for it, again, it feels like so telegraphed, but that emotional moment is going to be so great for two guys who deserve it. But this match, my God, Kingston's promo where he's just he was just talking about God. He's like, I'm going to take you to hell. He's like, by the way, like you said, the kryptonite with the neck. I'm just coming for your neck. These two guys are going to knock the shit out of each other. Eddie Kingston is a guy who never needs a belt in AEW. I hope he gets it one day, but he'll never need it, because everyone loves him.
Yeah, he's over as hell.
And we found that out at Double or Nothing when he came out, and everyone was going bananas for Eddie Kingston. Yeah. And so this is going to be this. I don't almost want to say it's the sleeper match of the night, but it could be the show stealer.
Yeah,
this match.
I agree with that.
Now that Pac and Andrade aren't here.
Yeah, well, that was so many.
Yeah, that was actually my pick for sleeper. Kind of hit the show stealer, but
yeah.
The only thing I can see with Andrade is they throw him in a match and they throw Dante Martin with him, and that'll be a good match.
Ooh, please, yes.
But I think this match is just going to be two guys just saying like, hey, let's watch some All Japan tapes from the early 90s. Let's do that. And let's bring it and let's work hard and let's work stiff. So, but Miro goes over 100%. Miro could hold that title for a whole year, but I still think it's either Sammy or Jungle Boy who's going to take it off.
Yeah, very well said, guys. Let's
Yeah.
keep it moving here. I am not stoked for this match. I don't know if you guys see where I'm going with this one. Again, no disrespect, but just calling it right down the middle here. Paul White taking on QT Marshall. Let me say this. QT has done amazing things for a lot of our indie friends, bringing them into Dark, bringing them into AEW, getting some people signed. You know, it's amazing, man. And I'm thankful for that, man. But this factionism and this not so Nightmare Factory, but not Nightmare Factory, whatever it is, it's not work. It's like it ain't happening, you know, it ain't vibing. And it's like I'm not feeling it. Him on the microphone, like they're trying, man. They're really, really trying. It was like when they tried to make Kyle O'Reilly like come out like Orange Cassidy. Like it's just not, it's not working. Or Kevin O'Reilly, whatever they called him the other
They
time.
still living in her head rent free.
Cool Kyle.
Logo.
But
Freshly pressed.
And
Kyle
I'm excited to see, you know, the
Fresh
former Big
press.
Show back in the ring in some capacity. Like that's cool for him. I'm sure part of his deal was like, hey, I do want to get back in the ring from time to time. Sure, that's great. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to have him go against QT, but this does nothing for me, man. Like this does nothing for me, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but I'm not feeling this one. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I don't know if I necessarily have a pick. I guess Big Show puts over QT here because we need to
Wow. Okay.
get
What
invested.
kind of pick
Okay.
is that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not emotionally invested in this. If you guys are, please, Kimmy, what do you got?
How are you gonna pick QT Marshall? Can I please have your like thought process here?
I think show I keep saying show. What? Paul White.
Jim Ross.
No more BS. No more BS.
No more BS. That's
Just
right.
call him Tall Paul.
Tall Paul. I like it. That's not going away. Hashtag Tall Paul. I think he puts the younger guy over.
Yes, he's definitely younger than him. Don't let the hairline.
Well, I was going to say young guy. But
You're wrong.
I mean, story of my life. But go ahead. What do you got?
Like, why would you bring Paul White back? See, this is someone who, if you bring back, he can't lose.
You think?
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, Paul White legitimately is a very injured human being who had hip replacement. Why would you bring him back to just have him lose a match? He's doing 15 other million things in the company. He doesn't need to wrestle.
Well, that was going to be my answer, is because he does everything else in the company. Yeah.
So Paul White's gonna win. This is the match that should have been on the buy-in, and I openly said this to the best friends. And
This
you're all
doesn't
like,
sell the pay-per-view.
I was just going to say that. No disrespect, but you're right, Kyle.
This turns off people from the pay-per-view.
well, I don't want it on the pay-per-view. You know where this match
This
should have
is
been?
a WWE match.
Yes, you
I
know where
will
this
say
match
it.
should have been?
This is a WWE match.
This match should have been on Dynamite.
I'll add to this. I think it's the bathroom break of the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Because I think everybody here has gone to at least one AEW show.
It's a long
right?
pay-per-view. I might as well.
No, you haven't gone. They're back to
because
back to
Newark
back.
keeps getting pushed off.
Yeah. Well, they go back to back to
Oh,
back.
I went to
There's
full gear. Yeah, I went to full gear. The first one.
I felt like with my experience, they just went back to back to back, and I felt like you almost couldn't go to the restroom because you don't want to miss anything. But this is going to be, and not to be disrespectful to either, they're trying to make this work, but this is the bathroom break.
I hope this match is 2 minutes. I hope Paul White KOs QT Marshall.
Yes.
And we never have to see this again. But then they decided to turn the Gun Club heel. So now we're going to continue this. And now somehow my fear is that Mark Henry's going to get involved. And we're somehow going to see a tag team match with Mark Henry and Paul.
Yeah, I could see it.
This is how WWE has trained me.
I know you guys are getting on me for this pick, but thank you to everyone in the chat defending me right now. QT wins with help. Anthony Ogogo returns, knocks out Paul White. Very interesting theories in the chat. Bill, I see your constant disappoint me at all times, but what do you got?
Is he stuck in the UK though?
He might be. He still might be injured too. But so Fightful put this theory out there because Austin Gunn tweeted out, or was it Colton? It's one of the sons of Gunn, said it was just business, Paul. So 2 things are going to be here. And they also came up with the name, the Hired Guns, because goddamn it, just keep coming up with this. So I think this is all one big setup for either one of 2 things. One, it's all the guys team up on Paul White. Mark Henry comes out, clears the match. It's not even a match. Match doesn't even happen.
See that.
Or the mysterious benefactor is Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He
Shaq Daddy, let's go.
Oh,
Did you
no.
guys?
I thought about a go-go being the guy who's like, who comes back. So the one thing you could look at as a go-go comes back and says, I'm going to run the factory. QT, you did a shit job. I'm running this now.
They need to do something. It's stale as hell.
Or it's Shaq.
Stale as hell.
Shaq hired the Guns to take out Paul White, because where did they hit Paul White with the chair? Not in the back. They hit him in the hip. That's what he had surgically repaired. So why? And we're waiting for this. By we, I mean Paul White and Shaquille O'Neal are waiting for this Shaq Paul White match. And why not do it? I don't know, at Dynamite in Orlando, where he played for years. Why not do it on a Saturday night Dynamite where you need to draw ratings? Now, it might be a little difficult with the NBA, but whatever. Tape it for Rampage or do something. I think that's where they're going to go with this. Somehow this is Shaq paying them off, or he's going to help Big Show. I don't know. It's a shit match. It's not good, but I think Shaq is involved in this somehow by hook or by crook.
I think there's some sort of payoff. Yeah, that's why it's kind of stale. Like they're waiting for something in the wings. By the way, did you guys hear about the commercial Shaq turned down? Me neither. Let's go to Kyle. What do you got?
Oh my God, that was smoother than shit.
Kyle, did we get you on this one, brother?
Oh,
I
don't care about the factory. They've lost me completely. I tried in the beginning to freaking give them the benefit of the doubt and try
you
to
guys
find
love AEW too.
some sort of light.
We could also be critical of stuff that sucks.
I could not. This is just stale as hell. They need to do something. It's almost like this faction is getting lost for when they were first booking the Dark Order, when it got lost and people were just like, no, we just don't care about the Dark Order anymore. Stop with the creepers. They don't do anything for the faction.
Thank God they stopped that.
Like it was just, they're getting lost in the limbo here. And like, this is literally a WWE scripted match. This is so WWE. And I kind of now have faith in it if that comes true, because I'd rather see that than this just be a straight up Paul White knocks out QT 1, 2, 3. Cool. Like, I'll be in my bathroom break. If Shaq's not there in the first 5 seconds of the match, I'm out. I'm dipping. I'm going to the bathroom, getting my refreshments. I don't need to watch this match because I don't care. I just don't care. They need to do something with the factory. They need to like boot out QT, have a go run it, start making it mean something. Like why? Like it just. What do they do? What is the purpose of this faction? What do they do?
Lose a lot.
I was about to say lose.
It's all over.
So sure, Paul White. Why not?
Yeah, Amanda, did you get to go on this one in depth?
I mean, I didn't really put
depth.
much thought into this one just because I'm not invested in it. There has to be. There always, I feel like for a pay-per-view has to be one, as stellar as the card is. There has to be one match that's not going to be
quote
unquote
the filler. Sleeper.
Right. There has to be one that's going to not. This is it. This is the bathroom break match. I hope at least, Bill. I liked your ideas because at least it would give that. It would make some. It would be better than just a straight knockout. At least there'd be something there to work with. Ish.
This whole thing would have worked better if it had been QT comes out like an ECW type thing, like. Right. QT comes out to bitch about not being on the pay-per-view. He shoves Tony Schiavone around for the last time. Paul White comes out, choke slams people, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you can set up the matches on Dynamite or Rampage or Dark or Elevation or Never.
But this is all I have to say is this is the bathroom break. Paul White's going to win this no matter what, and this is the bathroom break. No, again, no disrespect intended, but there has to be one match, and this is going to be the bathroom break match.
I can't disagree with you there. But let's talk about that's not even sleeper match. Let's be real. This has got to be match of the night. Steel Cage, Bucks, Lucha Bros. Let's go. Show up, show out, show Steeler. I am #here for it. Can't wait. Do you guys see new tag team champions? Kyle, what do you got?
No. Because the story is the Bucks and Proud and Powerful at Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's probably where they're going to lose the belts. And I wouldn't be shocked if that was the main event of Arthur Ashe Stadium show, would be the tag team title match. The Lucha Brothers story right now is, well, whenever Pac gets back and he stops having visa issues, I think that's going to eventually lead to the Lucha Brothers going in with Andrade's Mafia Lucha faction that he's building up here. So it just doesn't make sense. There needs to be more than just the Lucha Brothers won a tournament a week ago to win the belts off the Bucks. That had to have been like a bigger story there. So it's still going to be an insane match. You put these two together and they're always going to create incredible matches. I ranted about it on my podcast. I was kind of upset that they picked the Lucha Brothers to win this. I would have, because the Bucks are not losing the belts regardless of who's in this match. So why not give another opportunity to someone else? But like they could have done a Varsity Blondes or Jungle Express here.
Varsity Blondes, no one would have cared about that match.
Right. I know. I get it. Like the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks, it does sell, but we've seen this already. Like, it's a steel cage now. Okay.
Still going to be great.
It's still going to be great. I know that. I'm not taking that factor out of it. I'm just saying, like, we've already seen this and we've already seen it at an All Out before. Why aren't we doing something different? If the Bucks are already, if we know the Bucks are going to win regardless, why is there not another team in here?
Yeah, that's a fair criticism, and I think that's the safe pick. In the chat, they're going Lucha Bros. Some people welcome Conrad again from Everything Pro Wrestling.
Hey,
welcome, brother. But
no one in New York says that.
I still say it. I don't care.
No one here does.
I'm from Jersey, so
you're from the other part of New York, Kimmy. Other people in New York do say you're.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Oh boy,
you don't know that.
Oh boy,
AOC says it. She's from New York.
There you go.
Bill, send them to separate quarters again, please.
Anyways,
stop kids.
Young Bucks going over. There you go.
I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm going to go Lucha Bros because Young Bucks makes perfect sense. That's the obvious choice, right? That's the pick right there. But AEW is so clever with their booking. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The Lucha Bros have never held those AEW tag team championships.
Never once.
Yeah, I felt like they would have been one of the first ones to hold it. Obviously, I believe it was SCU, that was Kimmy's favorite tag team, that has held it. But I'll say this. This match is going to be amazing. I didn't think that Omega was going to lose the TNA Impact titles or whatever it is now. I didn't think he was going to lose any sort of gold. So I would like to see some sort of a weakness in this group. A lot of people in the chat also saying the Elite are going to play a big factor in this. Jersey for the win, thank you. But I'll say this, guys. I think Lucha Bros finally get that well-deserved title shot. You know, Kyle saying like, "Oh, they just won a tournament." Tournament's been great. I've loved the tournament. Like, I'm really.
There's no story. There's no story in them winning the belts.
That's
The Bucks have elevated those tag team titles, and they've made it such a big deal with these belts.
Sure. To
just lose it to the Lucha Brothers just like that for no reason.
Well, I won't say just like that because they obviously have history. You know, it's just like in the NBA, you're going through the playoffs, you know, you get to the championship.
But you look at that last All Out match against the Lucha Brothers, they built a bigger story for that match than this one.
That's fair. That's very fair.
It's been only like a week build.
That's fair. You don't think the Bucks got that kiss of death win on Dynamite? And I'm not saying all Lucha Bros totally are going to win. I'm just going to go the other way. I think my pick's going to be the Lucha Bros on this one. I think they deserve it. They've been going at it for a while, and we're going to see some weakness in the Elite instead of them capturing all the gold. Had Omega kept all the gold, I probably would have went a different direction. But this is going to be amazing. I'd love to see a triple. I would have loved to submit a triple threat with Jurassic Express. That I thought that would just be like the money match. That would be amazing. But I'm going to go Lucha Bros. I see a couple people in the chat going that way. Kimmy, shaking your head no at me, as always. This is why you're the goodest sister.
This is like the second straight one that it's like you're on a downward spiral. You got to get back up there.
I'm working on it.
And they are like vigorous head shakes too. That's not.
We'll add to the Lucha Brothers already beat the Young Bucks.
I'll cry myself to sleep again. Kimmy, go ahead.
Thank you, Kyle. No, you won't. You'll be okay.
Kyle usually gets. Rob's getting it tonight.
I know. Me and Kyle are on the same page. This is shocking.
Bizarre world.
Scary. A little scary.
I know. So, again, couldn't see the finals this match because I was in Aruba. So when Bill gratefully told me the outcome of this match, I was very shocked. Thank you. You'll have to do the same for me on Sunday because I can't even watch the freaking pay-per-view because I'll be at a wedding in Minnesota. So I'm gonna be crying in the corner. So Bill, make sure to do that again.
Yep.
Anyway, so I was shocked that Jurassic Express didn't win this because I'm now scared they're gonna pull the trigger too late on Jungle Boy. Because I feel like Jungle Boy is like all the way up here, right? And then I feel like he's gonna start to lose his momentum because he's always kind of losing when he gets the big one. And you can make a story out of that because they've done that. But I'm just scared, like when he finally wins whatever title it's gonna be, you can make an argument for all 3 titles at this point. It's kind of going to be too late. So that's where I was kind of shocked. I don't mind that it is the Lucha Bros. I think it's going to be an excellent match. This could be match of the night. My lock of the night is the Young Bucks going to win. Yeah, the lock of the night, Rob. I think that got taken away from you because you've done it for too many obvious matches. But I'm intrigued as to how, like Kyle said on his podcast, which I listened to in Aruba, that this is the kind of the second time that they've done this at a pay-per-view. This exact match.
And the Lucha Brothers went over the first time. They're not going to go over twice.
Exactly.
That's fair. Fair argument, Kyle. Amanda, your thoughts on this one?
So I kind of went back and forth a little bit on this one because I thought about your point too, Rob, that, you know, with Kenny dropping the gold, one of his glorious belts, and I'm like, well, that could leave an opening for the Young Bucks to drop the gold. But then when they said it was Lucha Brothers, I was like, as much as I feel like they would deserve it, it's just not the time still. I agree with the point about the storytelling is just not there. I feel like for the Lucha Brothers, to me, they would deserve more. I'd like to see more emotion behind the win, more because they're one of the original tag teams. And so, I mean, just are one of the earliest tag teams for AEW. So I feel like it would have to be a bigger, I guess a little bit more storytelling for me. And I feel like it would be more of an emotional moment, even though, again, I think they're an excellent tag team. They are, you know, they would be deserving, but I feel like it would mean more if it was, again, a further down where the story was more, storytelling was more involved.
You know what would have been a better story?
What?
If Andrade was part of it, because then it would have proved to the Lucha Brothers, hey, you with me, you win gold.
Yes. So they need some kind of compelling story for that win to be more meaningful. And I like that. I just, that for me is what would, again, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks on this one, but that for me would make the win more meaningful for Lucha Brothers.
Oh my God. I'm having a serious mind blow here. What if Pac doesn't have visa issues and Andrade, like maybe they're kind of like, they purposely canceled that match, even though I don't think they would. What if he doesn't have visa issues and this is all part of the storyline? And then Andrade is going to come out with the Lucha Brothers.
I don't think you're too far off the mark because, you know, guess who's coming out? Guess who came out with Andrade not too long ago? Dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair. And of course, we know he's no longer under WWE contract. This could be like a Ric Flair type of move.
I was going to say,
in the game.
What would have played even better is on Wednesday when everyone was trying to scale the cage to save them, if Andrade had gone out there to try and save them. Because he's like, you know who came out to try and help you? Me. You know who didn't come to help you because of issues that he should have sorted out beforehand if he really cared. But yeah, so I say like maybe he saves them from the beatdown or something like that. But I wish I just have this fear with Andrade that he's so getting lost in the shuffle. He needs that killer match because his first match with Seidel was the definition of okay. And you know, his stuff with Kenny was good in Triple Mania. All those people who are clutching their pearls about Triple Mania, you didn't watch the match. I did. It was really good.
Well, you know, what if there's no debut of Cole or Bryan? And what if it's Andrade that attacks Kenny?
No.
No?
No, because it would have made more sense going into Triple Mania. And I don't think Andrade's that heated up. Like it would be a better reaction if it's Malachi Black. Yeah. Like Andrade doing this, like they need to build, I think what they brought Andrade in and he's a star, but it just never clicked. So they need to do what they've done with other people. all right, let's start from the bottom. Let's build him back up.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Let's take our time with him and try and make it happen. And I think it would have worked if he had tried to come out or done something. But I'm going to go with the Bucks are going to win here because ultimately it's Santana and Ortiz in Arthur Ashe. And then I think we transition from the Bucks being in the title. I don't think you see the Bucks in the title picture for a very long time because I feel like CM Punk and Brian or whoever who are coming in, they're going to be tangled up with the Bucks. And I also think the Dark Order, the return of Hangman. So I think that's where they're going to be surrounding Kenny and that title picture. I think they're not going to be around the tag titles, and let FTR, Lucha Brothers, Proud and Powerful, let all those teams do what they may. And then you could put the Acclaimed back in, because they're back.
You need that heel. You need the big heel team for Proud and Powerful. That moment to be that much better. The moment wouldn't feel the same if it was the Lucha Brothers, because
it'd be a great match, but it would not be the same. But with the 2-week build, no way.
That's just the way the story's being told. The storytelling is just leading to Arthur Ashe. That's just for their story, and that's where it's going to culminate for me.
It's going to be so good.
You guys bring about a very fair point. That being said, you guys are all working on the basis that Proud and Powerful, former LAX, are going to win the tag team championships at that specific event, which could very well happen. But I do like what Amanda and Kai were kind of saying. It would make sense for Andrade to be a part of or take over that Death Triangle. Because let's be real, if Pac ain't having, visa issues, he's injured or whatever it is, like Death Triangle ain't happening. Like how many times has it been put on the shelf or put on pause, or we get these tiny little segments? Like I think it's a cool idea, but I just don't think it's happening.
If he has these issues, figure it out, man. It's like the third time this has happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't
either move here full time or
seriously.
Stop.
Seriously.
Is it actually visa issues?
Well, he's stuck in UK right now. Apparently, he's stuck in UK.
Yeah, because I was wondering if it was health reasons.
But that Andrade idea you guys brought up, it just book it because it makes sense on so many levels. It solves so many problems at once. That's a
Lucha Brothers will win if he does come out with Andrade. If they come out with Andrade, they're gonna win.
Very, very interesting.
But imagine they just eradicate the Death Triangle name, because I think Pac works better on his own.
Yeah,
and it's like Andrade, Chavo, dude with a tablet, Ric Flair, and then
dude with the tablet. Yeah, who is that guy?
He was an indie guy in California, apparently.
Okay.
Who I don't think you ever see him wrestle.
Because he just appeared one day. I'm like, okay, I guess he's with them.
They just start coming out in the suits and they start making it like a Latin a Mexican Four Horsemen, Latin Four Horsemen, whatever you want to say. Like, and they build this faction. And it's like the Los Ingobernables de AEW essentially, and it's just going to be at the Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we have I almost said Moxley. We have Mox taking on Satoshi Kojima. Is that correct? Correctly pronounced?
Attaboy.
That's it. So again, I'm not as familiar with him, but I gotta say, you have Mox here. I'm saying Mox has got to go over on this one. I love when companies build bridges, work together, all that kind of stuff. I'm about it. I love that AEW does that. Other companies don't always do that, but I love that. I love the opportunity they have for the indie guys. I love that they're showcasing all these talents on these major platforms and pay-per-views. That being said, though, I'll keep it short and sweet. Got to go Mox. Let's go to Kyle. Your thoughts on this one?
I'm curious. I'm very curious this match, because match is going to be awesome. That's a given with these two. I'm curious about what happens after. I think one of two New Japan stars is going to come out for a stare down with Moxley after this match. It's either going to be Tanahashi to set up for a future match, because I know New Japan didn't want him to wrestle at All Out, or there's a certain New Japan star that's in Chicago this weekend that only has one indie match booked and nothing else.
Who's that?
That is the Switchblade himself, Jay White.
Yeah. Ooh,
and he's in the city. And a John Moxley Jay White match, wherever you're gonna book that, like if they do it on a Dynamite, because Jay White spent some time on Impact the last month and a half. Hey, I'm sure there's talk of him coming in Dynamite and doing a few things. So why not have a match with John Moxley?
I'm drooling over that possibility right now.
So that's my assumption. As for the match itself, obviously Moxley's going to go over. Still going to be a killer match. Awesome to see Satoshi coming into I love how they gave him the whole dedication to highlight reel on Dynamite, like with all his New Japan footage. It was great. I'm interested to see where Moxley goes after All Out too. Like he called out basically everybody in a couple of his last 2 promos. The one where he said that, he's talking about all these newer guys coming into AEW and thinking that they're just going to be top of the line just like that. No, you got to come through me. I've been here since day one and on top since day one. You got to come through me before you get anywhere in this company. So I'm interested to see where they go with him in the future with Mr. Moxley. But I know something's going to happen to end this match. It's going to be a Tanahashi or White. I can't put my finger on which exactly, but I'll pop for either.
Very well said, man, and good thoughts in terms of like the booking moving forward. That I always pay attention to like where people are and for what events. So good job out of you, Kyle. Amanda, you seem excited for this one.
I do, because I'm hoping that we get something for Moxley. I'm hoping that he doesn't get, and as awesome as it is to have, and I like, especially with New Japan getting more people exposed to New Japan wrestling, because I feel like a lot of hardcore fans know about New Japan. Is starting to get it's getting more mainstream. And so I feel like this is a really neat way to showcase a lot of the talent that's in Japan. But I just hope that Mox doesn't get pigeonholed in that role. And again, he's great. He's a great person to introduce that talent with, to get the newer fans, the casual fans that are starting to tune in and catch on to AEW. I think he's a really neat person to work with in that regard. But again, I just don't want him to get pigeonholed in that role. But having somebody at the end, I didn't even think about Jay White. I'm here like, please. I love Jay White. So I'm like, please. That would be incredible. But I hope for something like that. I hope for a moment for Mox to get him back, and give him a little bit more of the spotlight again, because I feel like he's too big to be again pigeonholed in this role. So I'm hoping we get some kind of confrontation at the end and a launch of a storyline for him in particular. So I'm going to go with Mox. It's going to be a great match. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be here like drilling over kind of all the different spots and everything, and because I'm just here like, oh, that's beautiful. So like I'm like, wow, the transitions were smooth. I'm that kind of person, so I'm like, ooh. But just so it's going to be beautiful. But I just hope that this leads to something more for Mox.
Even if he grabs the mic and calls someone out, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it gives him something, exactly. As long as he doesn't get pigeonholed in this role, I really just, even if it's somebody on the current AEW roster, Impact, whoever shows up, as long as it leads to something for him.
Very, very well said. Great thinking moving forward as well. You bring up some great points. Bill, you seem excited for this one.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about another dad coming in there. He loves bread. I can get behind a guy who loves a good piece of bread.
Fun dad Sting.
He's not fun dad Sting, but he's a bread dad Kojima. He had a great match with Will Ospreay earlier this year. I thought they had a great match at Wrestle Kingdom. I've seen him live before. He's super good. He's got that Western lariat, which is awesome. But this is all setting up for something else. Other person who's going to be in town soon, if not already, Minoru Suzuki, old murder grandpa himself. Oh, fuck. It's going to be, if those two just get, I mean, they've fought before, but to do it on American soil would be great. Jay White coming out, especially now he's added Chris Bay to the Bullet Club. He's added, Hikuleo's still out there. Maybe GOD's hanging around, and this is a nice way for Moxley, Kingston, and maybe even Darby to get involved at Bullet Club versus the Moxley Army, whatever you want to call it. Get a big old fight going on.
Well, the Moxley Army? Is that what you said?
I have no idea what to call them, but it's just like Moxley's men. He's got something. He's got Cincinnati coming up. That's the hometown show.
The Wild Things.
And to have him in a Suzuki match in Cincinnati in front of his hometown, where he is in the main event, and these two sons of bitches just beat each other up. That's what he would want to do. And Renee's, I wouldn't be shocked if you see Renee on camera at that show. But yeah, Moxley's just going to go over here. What's that?
She's in Chicago. She flew with Moxley to Chicago with the baby.
With little Nora. There you go. But yeah, Moxley's going over for sure. This is going to be a lot of fun. This will be a sleeper match because everyone's like, Kojima's on Impact. He lost to a couple people. this is going to be a whole different level for Kojima. This is
yeah.
like main event. I used to be the champion of All Japan and New Japan at the same time, which very few people have ever done. Kojima.
Very well said. Yeah, go ahead,
Tanahashi
Kyle.
like
It's
I think it's gonna be Tanahashi because that was supposed to be this match.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was supposed to be those two.
It's gonna happen.
Let's
But
throw.
I don't know when.
Let's throw it over to the goodest sister who's been waiting very patiently. What do you got?
I like the idea of Jay White and John Moxley at Bound for Glory
Yeah.
because AEW is going to be involved in that pay-per-view, as they hinted with New Japan, and I believe AAA was the third one in the commercial. And I want to know how much capacity AEW is going to have within that pay-per-view. I don't want to just be the Good Brothers and Kenny. I want more involvement, and I think that'd be really cool to have Jay White and John Moxley on that pay-per-view in
Very
Vegas.
interesting. It's so interesting. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
a New Japan and AEW star facing off each other on an Impact show.
Yeah.
That's
Just do it.
the
It's
way
the
to do it,
forbidden door, Kyle.
I
It's
love-
2021.
I know, but I've seen like maybe like 4 things. Like and it's like, okay, you said this forbidden door, but we've really seen like minimal.
God, I love being a wrestling fan right now. I have to admit that. It's like what a time to be a wrestling fan.
Like you got women in Impact tweeting about like, can I go wrestle in AEW? And it's like, okay, come, but we don't see it.
Scott D'Amore, can you please just have Deanna and Britt? That's all I want in my life.
Ooh.
Like, I know Britt has
Ooh.
personally talked to you, Scott D'Amore. Please make this happen. Love.
Jordan Grace has tweeted that she wants to come over. Like, fuck, like send them over already.
We are
What are we
literally-
waiting for?
We are literally in wrestling's version of what if. And
Yes.
if questions are just happening. They're being answered.
It's the best, you guys. I can't.
I'm gonna love when Okada comes out in AEW and everyone shits
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I lose my head when I hear the coin drop. You know, they're gonna, as soon as that coin drops, whatever crowd they're in front of, I know they're gonna save it for like a big,
They
poppable
should say
crowd.
Newark, New Jersey, because I keep forgetting that's a big show.
Going
We're
to
gonna hear Kyle in Canada when Okada comes out. We're just gonna hear Kyle screaming from
Here.
Canada. So they're like, oh,
I couldn't even scream when Punk came out at that show. I instantly started crying. It was like
Aw.
instant.
I did too.
Like,
I love that.
Nuts.
So I was like, hey, I'm like, oh, can't do that.
Hashtag man tears. A lot of man tears in this house. All right. Shout to Cam V in the YouTube chat. Shout to Reese. What's up, BCP? What's up, Reese? Thanks for tuning in. We got a couple more matches here. Let's talk about Jericho taking on MJF. This should be very, very interesting. Nunes and I have been talking about this one all week as well. Those 5 labors of Jericho, really innovative. I love the idea, but it almost kind of trickled out on the way out. I love that they were bringing in Nick Gage. I love the death matches, or couldn't use a top rope move, or had to use a top rope move, all those little stipulations, but it built until you took on Wardlow, which makes sense because he's MJF's like right-hand man kind of a thing, but it almost seemed less innovative than like the other labors. And then obviously the last labor is going to be him fighting MJF, but it just didn't have that payoff. Like Nunes even said, like, this match, this should have been the 5th labor now at All Out instead of kind of running it back again. So it's interesting to me. Do you guys think, Jericho somewhat getting emotional, JR somewhat getting emotional in that last promo saying, hey, if I lose this match, I'll sit behind that desk and do commentary, which he would love to do. Honestly, maybe give his body a rest. Obviously, like Bill always says on the show, they cycle people in and out. We talk about Fozzy going on tour, all that kind of stuff. Now that the world is sort of kind of opening back up. It's interesting. This one could go either way. I'm going to pick, it smells good in here, the goodest brother. I'm going to say, I'm going to say MJF wins this one again. And as Bill always says, Jericho's kind of out of the mix for a little bit, goes on tour, which we've been saying for a while now. But I'd love to see him at the Prudential Center. That Mike's been wanting to see, Vac's been wanting to sing Judas. That's his big selling point here. So we'll see. But Bill, tell us, why Judas is in your mind right now.
Oh, it's always in my mind and in my heart. But this whole feud has been booked ass backwards. It's like, why did we start with Blood and Guts? Why did the Inner Circle beat the Pinnacle? I get to send the Jacksonville crowd home happy. But the Inner Circle has not been together since they won Double or Nothing, essentially. Jake Hager, where is he? Who knows? Not that I miss him. Sammy has not, Sammy has not really been around with Jericho. So it's like, great.
I think I read somewhere, don't quote me, that Hager hurt himself training for MMA fight.
Oh, there you go. I figured he was doing a fight camp or something. But what they're doing here is, I think Jericho's going to win, because it's just like the logic hasn't been here for how they booked this. It should have been they lose, the inner circle breaks up because MJF screwed them. And then he's like, you know what? I want more of a match against you. No, you got to do the 5 labors. And then the 5th labor should have been someone else, or he lost the 5th labor. And then he was like, it should have been like, could have been anybody. I don't know.
Am I the only one that's confused here? That am I having a, what's it called? A
stroke?
Something. No, the something effect. The
Mandela
effect. Did they not say in the beginning of this whole Labors of Jericho that the 5th one was not going to be MJF? It was 5 stages and then MJF.
No, they said the 5th was MJF, and then in your podcast chat, I said it. I was like, the 5th Labor's MJF, and you were like, no, it's not, Kimmy. You're insane.
I swear to God, I heard them say,
"Where's the kazoo?
All right.
Where's the kazoo?"
Also, MJF. Apparently, MJF did say he was going to be the referee, and then they didn't do that either.
Don't make me give the disappointed dad look.
Where's the Kimmy shame bell? Where's the Kimmy kazoo?
Oh, the bell's like right there. I'm not getting that.
These two, Amanda, they just cats and dogs.
I'm just here like, I'm that popcorn gift that's like,
yeah,
that's me. I'm enjoying this.
Throwing it at your face at this point. But
exactly.
I just think the way they've been booking it's just been so odd. I think Jericho does go to commentary, and I think he does cycle out, because at this point, Jericho doesn't need to be a full-time dude for AEW, because you have Punk, you apparently maybe have Daniel Bryan, you maybe kind of hopefully have Adam Cole, plus you have all the new people you added like Malachi and Andrade.
Wyatt.
And no thanks. Send him to Impact. I don't want him. I just don't like. No thanks. If you're going to give me a Wyndham or a Rotunda, give me Barry Windham from 30, 40 years ago. That's what I want. I don't want, yeah.
Hot take.
30, 40 years ago? Come on, Barry Windham. Come on.
No, not that.
I just don't want Bray Wyatt. No, I just don't. I'm very adamant about that. But regardless, I just think Jericho wins, because it's just the way they've been booking it. It hasn't been logical. The logic says MJF should win, and MJF should go to Punk, or he should go to some of these other people, or we should start positioning him and maybe against Darby Allin or someone else. We need to get him away from Jericho. But I just see Jericho winning this match. I don't love that result. Would I love it if Jericho, because we don't have much of the inner circle, someone tries to interfere, Jericho pays off. We see Juventud and Nick Gage come back to take out the other guys because he shit talked them after they lost. That'd be kind of cool. But or Nick Gage comes to attack Moxley at the end, which I also wouldn't hate. I just see Jericho going to win this match. I don't love that pick, but that's who I think is going to win.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm going with your theory of people being cycled out, Bill. So I thought you were going to go the other way, man. And you bring up the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle a lot. It's weird because those are two factions that have always kind of been together yet separate through everything. I kind of forgot about the Pinnacle going on right now.
Well,
I kind of forgot about the Inner Circle.
Different because I don't know if they know what FTR. We don't know if FTR can still go, so they might be having to reshuffle that deck.
Sure.
So I just see Jericho winning.
Yeah, Amanda, what do you think about this one?
I went back and forth a lot on this one because the storytelling, I agree. It started off okay. And then it kind of just, for me, it definitely got confusing. I feel like all the pieces are in place. I mean, hearing that JR is going to step back from full-time commentary. I mean, the pieces are falling into place for Jericho to jump in, but I feel like it's almost a little too obvious for Jericho to retire or to, again, the pieces are in place, but I feel like it's kind of obvious pieces. So I feel like Jericho's going to win this for multiple reasons. I kind of went back and forth. I'm not crazy about it either. I'd like MJF to go over, but I feel like the way the obvious pieces are placed, it's almost too obvious where you're thinking, oh, Jericho is going to lose. He's going to retire. I don't think they're going to go that direction. I think Jericho's going to win it. And I don't think, again, he doesn't need to be a full-time wrestler. I agree. that he's done everything he needs to. He came in at the beginning when this company was new and they needed names, but now you have, and they needed to get to kind of build the momentum, but now you have a more established roster. Time has passed. And, you know, Jericho has, and go see a Fozzy show. I actually got lucky seeing one and it was amazing, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Staying the whole night.
It's so good. It's so much fun.
So good. It's so good. The whole time singing all night. And I had no voice the next day. It was fantastic. So please go see a Fozzy show. But I feel like Jericho's going to be the obvious, again, it's kind of diluted storytelling, but also I feel like, again, the obvious pieces of Jericho retiring are too obvious. So I think he's going to win.
Yeah, wow, very, very interesting. I thought everyone might just go MJF, but this is interesting. Reese in the chat saying I'll actually be singing Judas on Sunday in a movie theater. Yeah, I know a lot of the movie theaters are showing All Out. I might be going to one, or might be doing something here. Very interesting. People shouting out Fozzy saying, yeah, really great shows. That's amazing.
Great show.
That's what I hear. Good as sister, get my back on this one. Are we agreeing here? I'm not seeing you shaking your head at me as usual, so.
We are agreeing, but now I want to change my pick because we are agreeing.
Wow, ouch.
Jesus, punch him right in the mouth.
Ooh.
Like, I don't know. Like, I was very confused because I feel like it makes sense for MJF to win and go on. I feel like MJF could go with Miro for the TNT title after this. I feel like he could do that. I know we mentioned him and Punk. I think you very much have to wait for that because of just the promos those two can produce. You gotta wait.
Not necessarily.
Why?
Because Punk is not going to be himself like forever. Why wait?
Because
what
why
are you
would
waiting
rush
for?
A pay-per-view? I wouldn't want that match to be
Full
on a
Gear.
Dynamite. Yeah.
Hashtag fight forever.
I'm not saying to like do it like the following week on Dynamite. I'm saying wait till a pay-per-view.
Okay.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think just because Jericho's done commentary multiple times, I think it's kind of like training him to be in that position full time. So I'm gonna pick MJF, and if I'm wrong, it's Rob's fault.
Blame Rob too.
Yeah. Hashtag blame Rob.
Yeah, I'm used to that. Thanks so much.
Hashtag fun nesting.
Kimmy's like, you stupid idiot. What do you got, Kyle?
Oh, son of a
I made the list, bro.
Ask him. What do you got?
See, I like that it's like you look at it and it's like, oh, it's obvious. So Jericho is saying he must retire. So then the obvious pick would be that Jericho is going to win. But then you can look at it the other way. It's like they'd make you think that he's going to win, but then he actually loses and he does retire because of how obvious it is. I'm leaning more towards that. I honestly think that Jericho is going to lose here. And
remember what he said.
It's another thing too. We don't really know about him and like how he's feeling, how his body's feeling right now.
Ding, ding, ding.
Like what if he's kind of like hiding something, and not that he has like a serious injury, but just maybe like this is it for him. Like maybe like he's pointing at your elbow. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the elbow is more serious than we thought it was. But
he also said he would not wrestle in AEW, which doesn't mean he won't wrestle.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
But the thing is, I brought this up on my show, and like AEW hasn't gone back on stipulations they've done so far in this company. They don't seem to be the company that would be like, okay, he retires now, and then he comes back out of retirement, out of a stipulation that's happened.
Unless the only thing I thought of, unless it's an unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
It's not a match sanctioned by AEW. And come back as a fight, and Jericho can come back for one more match or something like that. Or they just do, hey, this is my retirement match. Like everyone's talking about him and Lance Storm. It's just like, listen, this is my last match. This is outside of any AEW thing. This is an exhibition between two friends. It's my last match. And they should do that in Canada, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, please. I will go to that. So
unless it's in like Calgary, dude, can you?
I'd still go over there. Yeah, I can go maneuver within my country. I just can't leave it.
$600 to go like from Rochester to Toronto, man.
Ridiculous. So I can see MJF kind of winning this and claiming he's beaten the best in the world. on Dynamite in a ring promo, and that sets up Punk and MJF at Full Gear, because he comes out, and I mean, he's gonna have to win at All Out for this to be good enough. And then he comes out and has a choice words with MJF, and that sets up their feud for Full Gear.
Interesting.
And you have MJF and Chicago. You have CM Punk and MJF as one of your headline matches for Full Gear. I know the headline matches, maybe, as far as I know, maybe Kenny Omega and Hangman Page for the world title, because that was supposed to be All Out, and obviously that's got pushed because of the Punk thing and potentially Daniel Bryan.
And
so
Hangman's wife,
baby.
It just it make that too. And it just makes sense because Full Gear was named after something Hangman was doing, so kind of makes a little bit of sense here that he wins the belt at a pay-per-view that was named after him. So kind of like a full circle thing. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pick MJF going over Jericho. I think it's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, I think
He's fucking 50 something years old, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think we covered all the bases on that one. Really well said, guys. Let's take it to what assumingly will be our main event of the evening. Kenny Omega, Mega Champion, taking on Christian Cage. Keep it short and sweet on my end. Great to see Christian Cage back in a wrestling capacity. We knew that's what he wanted to do. He's helping putting younger guys over in some form or fashion.
Canadian boy.
Should be a solid match. I use the word solid a lot with Christian. I think Omega's amazing. I know he's your boy, Kyle. I'm just going to say Omega. I'm not going to say lock of the night, Kimmy. Omega is going to win this one. No question in my mind. Let's throw it to you, Kyle, because Omega's your boy. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What's happening?
Oh, no.
There
he gonna win.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I always love this thing. This is something I got at the first Full Gear, and I went to Starcast. There's a table set up there, and this girl was literally like hand making all these dolls made of AEW wrestlers. And I saw the Kenny one. I'm like, hey, like, I'm buying this right away. Like, how much do you want? Like, I'll pay you whatever. And literally, she did such a good job. And she tried to get the tights
oh my gosh,
right
awesome.
on.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Always forget her name. She has a Twitter account.
See,
I know I follow it.
You need to get Velcro and like change the styles of like what he's wearing. So you need to get like felt and the cool Velcro on it, and just so you can change it.
Just no more handlebar mustaches. When they all did that, they all lost wrestling fashion that week. Every single one of them.
They were the winners. You know nothing of them.
Yeah, I've heard you got heat. You've gotten heat over this wrestling fashion I've seen. You need a committee now.
I'm trying to put people over. It's bad news. But I heard Bill's coming on with the handlebar mustache next time, so we're good. Kyle, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My wife will divorce me if I shave this beard. my daughter.
I'm pumped for this though. All Canadian matchup. Obviously, I'm going to be pumped for something like that. Christian Cage, man, what he can do, especially at his age right now, the whole doing all these incredible matches after him missing 7 years and him like getting into like the best shape of his life, saying like all he did was like set up a home gym in his garage and just went to town. And he is literally in the best shape of his life. And look at all these insane matches he's had since his AEW debut, and their match on Rampage was great. I think we're going to get that plus more like this. If this is the main event, I'm 100% fine with that, because these two are going to put on an instant classic. And I'm very curious to see what, I'll do the hashtag wrestling fashion to what Kenny's wearing or doing, because we saw the whole, the whole hair thing. Like, he dyed his hair. Like, it's completely black. And I think there's like some blue in there.
There is blue in there. Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm curious to see what he's got going on. Maybe some new gear, maybe debut some new gear. That'd be dope. But yeah, Kenny's going to go over, obviously, because obviously the story is him losing the belt to Hangman. That's like what everyone's sitting here waiting for. Man, if this is the main event, are they going to do it right away? Are they going to pull the trigger and have the final countdown play and Bryan Danielson comes out to end the pay-per-view? Like, that would be an insane way to end the pay-per-view. You got to end off on a hot, like, if you just end off with Kenny winning, retaining, and then have a good night, we'll see you on Dynamite. That doesn't do it for me. Man, or even like I mentioned earlier, if they did, this is tough, because my gut saying that Adam Cole is not going to debut this pay-per-view because you can't debut all these guys all at once. It's just they're going to get the star power is not going to be there and the pop's not going to be as great. And it's just you kind of need to separate them. Like Punk's debut, okay, it's been a few weeks. The luster's still there, but it's you can debut someone else now. You can't just do like Daniel Bryan this week and Adam Cole next week. It's got to be one, and then they got to save the other one for like a month from now.
Arthur Ashe.
So
it's essentially a pay-per-view.
It's going to be one of the. I think it's going to be more Bryan Danielson at this pay-per-view and then Adam Cole at Arthur Ashe. It would be cool if Cole did come out and attack Kenny because there's a story there between those two. Freaking Kenny kicked them out of the Bullet Club. Like there's a story. There's the Cole killing thing on BTE. There's another story. So like it would make sense, but I want to hear Final Countdown. God damn it. Just give me the Final Countdown at the end of All Out. Just give me that song.
Well, did you see that WWE doesn't own like
yeah
Bryan's song?
There's also like 100 renditions of that song. So it wouldn't matter if they didn't own it.
True.
Flight
of the Valkyries.
They could literally have Ruckus grab a guitar and record that line in a studio.
I was literally trying to get my buddy to do an acoustic version of Cult of Personality for this show. I'll get it for next time, but we'll get some tunes next time.
You can't do that song though. It's got to be the final.
It's got to be Final Countdown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't do the Offspring. You can't do all the others. It has to be this.
Interesting.
That would be insane.
Kimmy, what do you think? Kenny Omega here?
Obviously, like why would I pick Christian? I mean, my one fear is that this is gonna lead to a match 3. Because 1-1 rubber match.
An Impact.
No. Yeah,
Or Impact. There's your nether
Bound for
match.
Glory.
No, I don't want to.
Actually, no.
For the
Bound for
Impact,
Glory is going to be.
Hold up for the Impact belt. Have Kenny have a chance of getting his belt back.
Oh, I have a little. No,
Actually, no. Bound for Glory is going to be Josh Alexander. It's going to be Josh Alexander's time.
Option C.
So my thing is, I think Bryan's going to go with Punk. I don't think Bryan's going to be inserted in this storyline just because Punk had posted the picture of them from their Ring of Honor match in 2005 with the handshake, that I think Bryan actually gets inserted with like the Punk stuff. And then you save Adam for Arthur Ashe for then to get him inserted with Kenny.
Very, very interesting. Let's throw it to
what matches Kenny have at Arthur Ashe Stadium?
Oh, I'm just saying like a backstage or something.
I don't think Kenny has a match at Arthur Ashe. I think that's when our favorite whiskey drinking cowboy comes back.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Because that's if it's not. I mean, because like the easy one is he comes back for that Virginia show they have because he's from Virginia. But I could see no matter how many people they could add, Hangman's still the guy. He's still the guy we all want to see.
Interesting.
Come back on a horse.
I'm just excited for these live shows. Amanda, what do you think about this one?
I think Kenny's going to retain, absolutely, or Kenny's going to win, absolutely. And Christian is in the best shape of his life. I mean, his matches have been killer. I agree, killer since coming back, and it's amazing to see. And it motivates me to get my butt in the gym and like keep working out because I'm like, I have no excuse, for Christian just coming in and tearing it up. But Kenny is going to retain. I went back and forth on who I felt like would, because I feel like we're going to have something happen at the end of that match. Whether, I went thinking like, could it be Adam Cole? Could it be Daniel Bryan? But then I'm like, would they put Daniel Bryan out now, coming fresh off of CM Punk? The
reports are, because I think it was supposed to be Arthur Ashe, but they pushed it just because they didn't know what was going to happen at Arthur Ashe.
They were still up in the air on that.
Yeah. So so I'm wondering if Daniel Bryan actually will come out for I kind of think they may be waiting for him a little bit longer. I think we may see him come out a little later, where maybe he'd have his own, because I mean we're already having a night of couple of debuts. So, and it's CM Punk's moment coming back, first moment. So why not save Daniel Bryan for a time where it's going to be Daniel Bryan getting that big pop? I mean, it's possible.
This seems a little lackluster, but like, Darby comes out with Sting. What if Punk comes out with Daniel Bryan?
Nah, you overshadow the match.
Yeah. So, I kind of went back and forth on it. I mean, could it be that they bring back Hangman at this point?
I was thinking that too.
That's crossed my
Yeah.
mind. That's crossed my mind a lot.
Yes.
Adam Cole would be like an obvious answer, but could it be Hangman?
I don't know.
I went back a lot. And I'm still, again, Kenny I know is gonna win. He's gonna win, but who? For me, the question was who is gonna come out. Something big has to happen, especially if this is gonna main event. Something big has to happen, but what's kind of the balance between big? Because do you want to overshadow CM Punk's moment too? Because Daniel Bryan would overshadow CM Punk's moment. Would I think, and I could be wrong on that, but
I don't think it would, because it was like the guy that we never thought would come back. Like there was a good chance, like Kyle even said it on, I don't know if it's this show or another show, where he's like, if Punk doesn't come back now, like within the next few months when we talked about it, he's never coming back. And I agree with him. And so it's like if he didn't, so I don't think anyone's ever going to, I don't know if anyone could take that moment away. Because
right.
it's now a seminal moment for AEW. By the way, totally changing my pick on the Jericho match. MJF's going to win because I was just like, oh, they're going to debut someone. So they have to take Jericho out because
that's
they
true.
have Jericho also there in the ring, because it's just like now you have too many people. I mean, for me, I guess I'll just go. There he is. That's
there he is. You can't hear anything.
Speaking of CM Punk,
No, I really can't.
There you go.
But
say hi to everybody. What's going on, everybody?
It smells there he is.
hello.
I see a bunch of best in the worlds in here.
There you go, Omega.
Damn right.
Hey,
Oh, come on, Omega. That's probably lock of the night.
Yeah.
No.
So he can say it. Nunez could say it. He's allowed. He's allowed.
Oh, is that?
No one in.
Mine's a little custom.
Oh, I
That's
like
dope.
it. Are we not allowed to say
Yeah.
lock of the night anymore?
No.
No.
Rob can't say it.
We know what.
Wait, why, Kimmy? Why can't we say it?
Because Rob says it for the most obvious matches. He just
Do you-
can't take a risk.
Do you not realize that Rob and I are the same person?
Exactly. So
You're right,
because
totally
he
not
can't
the
say
same
it.
Britt Baker, lock of the night.
I mean,
Literally.
that's pretty locked too, even though I love Statlander.
So if you could tell your best friend over there to take a risk with a lock of the night, then maybe I'll allow you to bring it back.
You also have to tell your best friend to start taking some risks. You know what I'm talking about. Personal there.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Bill. What?
Oh, you absolutely know what I'm talking about. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one.
He knows. He knows.
But yeah, Omega. We're going with Omega. Come on.
Are you
Great
sure?
pick.
Well, who? Okay,
You sure about that?
Does someone come out afterwards? Is there a debut?
I don't know. There's so many of them. We
Ah.
could go with this. We could go with this.
Yeah.
We could bring up a lantern and be like, "We're here."
Oh, you want to make me just cry?
Are we gonna do all three? Are all three gonna come out?
Oh, three.
The
Just
new Wyatt family.
oversaturated. Just completely oversaturated.
I mean, there's already enough factions. Might as well add another one.
Just so okay, it's gonna be Okada, Tanahashi, Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, Charlotte Flair.
No,
Ric
it's gonna
Flair,
be
David Flair.
Punk. It's gonna be Punk, Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, and they're gonna be called For Honor.
Or it's gonna be called the Undisputed Family.
Oh, the Undisputed Error.
The Undisputed.
What's that error? That you let us walk.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Omega as well because I think it's obvious. I agree with Rob. I was always like in that realm of Christian's just solid. He puts on solid matches, but since it's been AEW, I'm like, holy shit! Why did I not like Christian matches before this? These are great. His match with Omega. What? It was
let him do it.
Omega. Yeah. Like his match with Omega was incredible.
It really was.
It was so good. The as a kill switch, I guess they're calling it on the chair. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was absurd.
It'll forever be the unprettier. Okay.
That's fair.
Not the Impaler. I'm also annoyed they did not get Gangrel to come out last week. But
thanks,
I'm
WWE.
always annoyed when Gangrel doesn't come out.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But I'm there's two ways you can go with this. One is there's a big beatdown of Christian after the match or something like that, because why not? With the Elite, Punk comes out because we had that Punk Christian, they were hanging out together like Jurassic Express, Punk, they all come out, and then someone from the crowd runs out. Adam Cole, baby. He comes out. He helps the Elite, and we reunite. And then, but then we tease the dissension. You could do stuff like that. Yeah, Adam Cole come out, or it's going to be Daniel Bryan coming out standing tall. Everyone is shocked, like, holy shit, it's Daniel Bryan, and you go to black.
My gut saying it's Adam. Why is my gut saying it's Adam Cole? Like, my gut's just saying like they're gonna do a takeover 2.0, and Adam Cole's gonna like super kick at Kenny Omega in the face to end the pay-per-view.
You know what? If that happens, I'm gonna love
I'm cool with it.
And they're gonna
I'm cool with it.
And they're gonna release the whole NXT roster, so DIY is gonna come out too.
Oh,
Listen, by the way, I've heard there are many rumors about that.
It's gonna happen. I don't even care anymore.
Just give me Gargano, to be honest.
Just come over to here. Just join me.
Tyler Black is still safe, guys. Tyler Black is still. Tyler Black, you know him? He's a great guy.
I fell asleep there for a second.
Yeah.
But Kenny Omega definitely wins. I think, man, I hope it's Adam Cole. I really do.
I do too.
Save Bryan, like you were saying, Amanda. Save Bryan for his own grand entrance, and off to the races.
Yeah.
Are all the Dynamites booked till 2022 now, or is there an open space that they can possibly go to Seattle, Washington?
There's a Philly.
No, they're not. Well, remember he said West Coast is not going to be.
Oh, that's right.
Are they going to be able to fit the whole roster in one state? Because it's going to be huge at that point.
Hey, listen, he said he's going to keep adding people.
Again, I always tell people this: if you want to know how many people they have in the roster, just go to the website, because they have so many people there filling in for Dark and Elevation. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle as who's actually contracted and who's not contracted.
That is true, yeah.
So the roster is big, but it's not as big as people make it out to be.
Right.
And now this guy, by the way, are going to be there September 15th. 15th. Yeah, we will be there.
Yeah. So
live in person.
Adam Cole or Daniel Bryan. I think it's
Bay.
I'm curious to see when if he does come to AEW. I'll say the if. How Ruckus is gonna make his theme. I'm really curious how they're gonna go.
Just go his old ROH theme. That's all you need. Yeah.
Well, CFO is technically not with WWE anymore, so they could just use the Undisputed Era theme now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And they should.
Come on, TK. Open that checkbook.
Yeah, for real.
Just buy that song. Don't put Ruckus out of business. Just buy that song.
Awesome. So Nunes, are you hosting now?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Here, I'm gonna give it back.
We predicted every
A
match.
note up, and I don't know what to actually. Shameless. We're going to the end. We doing shameless.
It looked like chicken scratch to me.
It definitely did.
Oh boy,
it looked like it said Shane Douglas on it. That's his pick.
It said
Shane Douglas. Oh,
franchise is coming out.
It said, please help me. Let's get some of that shameless promo. Kimmy, get that laundry list going. All right.
God damn it! Bye, Nunes.
Oh, everyone's saying bye, Nunes. They love you.
Hi.
He's the nicest man.
He is nicest smelling.
He's really cool, and I'm jealous of his shirt, like that ringer. I mean, just the demand on pro wrestling.
Don't get Kyle started. Kyle is fighting with PWGs because they didn't get a stupid ringer shirt. He ran it on his podcast for 20 minutes.
I have a legitimate excuse though, because I ordered his shirt within 10 minutes of his debut before they advertised the white shirt, and I fucking got the white shirt.
No.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
And their excuse was, the global AEW company never could sell the ringer shirt. I'm like, then why the fuck did you advertise it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so
interesting. You know what you should have
sent 3 emails to them that haven't been responded. They've only responded to the first one.
You should have talked to Tony Khan on the media call and be like,
no,
Tony,
I wasn't going to be that person.
Be like, hey, man.
Way in hell.
Hey, brother, listen up.
I've already had it with their media team. Okay.
Oh boy. If anyone's listening and can get Kyle a CM Punk with the collar, like the black collars and the black sleeves,
that won't be made. That won't be made for like another 3 months. They have to like order in like.
Yeah, they didn't they buy up every single style of that shirt? That's what I heard.
In America.
In America.
Yeah. That's wild.
He's already made his money back from Punk's contract.
That's it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Listen, all I'm hoping for is ice cream bars in Newark.
You're darn tootin'. That's right. Kimmy, hit us with that shameless promo. Let's get out of here.
I'm still waiting for my CM Punk shirt. PWT sent me a nice email saying that they're on back order and I'll get it soon. So if I get a Ringer shirt, Kyle, I'll make sure to let you know first.
Yee.
I hope he lets me on the AEP tomorrow.
That bell looks pretty nice up there.
Are you gonna by the way, after this, answer my text. So Legends of the Ring. Let's promote the crap out of that. October 3rd. If you are in the New York, New Jersey area, please head out to Legends of the Ring because we got Lana. We got the Inspiration, for also known as the Iconics, in their first post WWE appearance. Yeah, we did that thing. Yes, I know you two are gonna be there.
I'm just pointing at us. I'm not
Isn't it
insinuating
October
anything.
2nd?
Isn't the 3rd the Saturday?
Nope. It'll be Saturday, October 2nd at the
Yeah, the
APA
3rd
Hotel
is Sunday,
in
which
Islay,
is
New
also
Jersey. Doors open at 8:30
this
p.m. How do I
guy's
know that
birthday.
hotel? I live 10 minutes away.
It's this guy's birthday on the 3rd.
I'm gonna get fired from this convention.
Worth it.
So yeah, check that out at what everything Bill
I'm
said
sorry.
because James and Terrence, don't fire me because I like working for you guys. Anyway, let's talk about Ring of Honor. That's something I know off the top of my head. So the semifinals for the Ring of Honor Women's Tournament is this Monday. We got Angela Love versus Roxy. Now we have Trish Adora versus Miranda Alzay. And both Bill and I's final pick is actually in the final four. And I'm kind of scared that my pick is going to lose. But I'm going to hold out hope for my prodigy, Roxy. So make sure to check that out. And the finals is at Death Before Dishonor, which is also in the local area because it's in Pennsylvania at the old ECW Arena. So if you haven't bought your tickets to that, check it out. What else do I do? Oh, I have a show on Kyle's YouTube channel, which is coming back after I come back from Minnesota. So check out the No Holds Barred Network. You'll see all my reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW, where you can also see Kyle, but I'll let Kyle promote No Holds Barred Network. I'm also on the popbreak.com with Bill. I'll be reviewing some Dynamites coming up, as I got a beautiful email from the Mr. Bodkin over there. So thanks. And you can also see the last media call for AEW I covered. So you could see that too. And a bunch of other stuff I do. And I think that's it. I don't know.
And she's like Apollo Creed. There's so much stuff to roll off there. Can you guys hear us?
I'm done.
I love how Bob and Nunez are on they're on a mute right now and they're talking.
Yeah, they're like probably talking bad about me.
Yeah, they are.
Keep going.
I knew it.
Hey, I'm Bill Bodkin. I'll just promote my stuff now. If you must follow me on Twitter, I am at Bodkin Writes, WRITES. If you must follow me, I just mostly tweet about wrestling, but most importantly, I tweet about stuff from thepopbreak.com, which is celebrating 12 years this month. Thepopbreak.com is my baby. I have been running it for 12 years. It is a digital pop culture magazine covering film, television, music, anime, pop culture trends, digital trends, pro wrestling, and comic books. Follow us on Twitter at The Pop Break, on Instagram at thepopbreak/popbreak.com, all spelled out on Facebook. I am the co-host of the socially distanced podcast, the flagship podcast, thepopbreak.com, which drops every single Friday on Spotify, Anchor, Google, and Apple Podcasts. We have a whole podcast network on those same platforms. Check out the following podcast hubs, which is Pop Break TV, the Breakcast, and The Winner Still Is, and the Way Too Early Oscar podcast. And I'm here a lot talking AEW mostly, and Rob wants me to get angry about WWE. So hey.
Those are the best podcasts. The one you joined the WWE one.
You always got to bring that up.
Are we back in?
Same thing.
You guys can hear us now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to do multiple mics real quick. Kyle, talk to us about No Holds Barred Network.
I don't know if I have a long Jericho giant list of
it's past my bedtime.
Shameless
all good,
promo.
man.
Damn. But
Sorry.
I help run a podcast called, or I'm the host of the All Elite podcast with my co-host Tiffany. We also do the No Holds Barred Network as a whole. So this podcast is available on that network. She does a bunch of other podcasts on there. It has more on the independent wrestling side. She goes to a lot of wrestling independent shows in the New York tri-state area. So she does a lot of coverage for them. So she does Indie Talks, which is basically turned now into like a vlog show of like her independent scene stuff. And then she interviews a lot of stars on Under the Ropes, which is her YouTube series. And there's been a lot of people on there that actually moved on. to bigger and better things. So you guys want to check that podcast out because you learn a lot about where they've started and all that stuff. And I know she's trying really hard to get Alex Zane back on because she wants to ask him about his little WWE journey that he's recently had. But mainly I run the All Elite podcast. Me and Tiffany talk about everything in the AEW world, whether it's BTE, Dark, Dynamite, Rampage, whatever future show they want to add to the cycle, we'll talk about on the show. But you can find us on the No Holds Barred Network, or you can find us on Twitter at All Elite Pod. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow No Holds Barred Network on Twitter at NHB Network as well. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, wherever every Sunday night, and then it's available on audio right after. So check us out if you guys like talking AEW. We like interacting with the live chats throughout the entire show. We like to get your opinions first. We are a fan dedicated podcast, so we like interacting with you guys all the time in the chat. So yeah, that's my shameless promo.
All about it. Thank you, Kyle, so much for making the time. And Amanda, tell everyone where they can follow you on Instagram, that promotion that you work for, and more importantly, check out that awesome Ahsoka cosplay. I love it.
Thank you. So first of all, I gotta listen to all y'all's podcasts. Love for podcasts. I mean, Bill, I gotta talk to you about anime. You said anime, I was like, we gotta talk. So I'm on Instagram at Amandalorian. I am just kind of an all-around big geek. Everything from Star Wars again to anime. In fact, just rewatched Cowboy Bebop for like the 1,000th time, getting ready for the November live action. So yeah, soundtrack is in my head, all of it, love it. I get nerdy t-shirts, pins, Funkos. I'm like that kind of whole geek collector of things, fitness, all that kind of stuff. I got a big box of Funkos today. I have not even posted them online yet. I had a big spending weekend. And so I'm going to show love to several Texas promotions here, the indie scene. And again, wherever you are, please support your indie wrestling. These guys and gals, they're putting their hearts out there. That's what makes AEW, WWE, whether you like it or not. You know, we have what we have because of people putting their talents out there, whether they are wrestling, commentary, booking, promoting, whatever capacity. Please support independent wrestling. I'm going to show love to, of course, I came from Galactic Pro Wrestling, or professional wrestling, but we also have Branded Outlaw Wrestling that's just coming back up here in San Antonio. We also have the Hybrid School of Wrestling, which they have the Hybrid Experience, which is it's a big school here in Texas. Great school, great promotion. We also have Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance down in Corpus Christi. They are fantastic. I'm also going to show love to Puro Pinche Wrestling over in Kingsville. They are fantastic as well. So we have a lot of just happening promotions here in Texas. And I know there's many promotions across the country, but please support your indie wrestling, support wrestling. Let's show love to each other. This was amazing. Thank you for having me. Peace and love. I love geeking out with like my fellow nerds, and it's the best thing ever. So thank you guys for having me here tonight. I appreciate y'all so much.
Anytime. Very well said. Thank you guys for making the time. And like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.